Reset, Chapter 1, Ghost Town.
Once upon a time, humans and monsters peacefully lived side by side. Life was perfect, not a single soul ever missed anything. Yet, on one fateful day, war broke out, the sky ran black with terror, and the lands were cracked with fear. After countless hours of infinite bloodshed, the humans were victorious. A few of their most powerful mages sealed the monsters within the cave systems of a majestic mountain, separating their realms through a magic barrier. Centuries passed, and the humans lost their knowledge about magic. All that remained was a legend, a bedtime story, an Undertale. Many years later, a child climbed up the mountain. They had heard of the stories that were entwining around it. Yet they did not fear which horrors might lie underneath the surface. They were determined to make the monsters pay for what they had done to humanity. They killed everything that came across their way, and no matter how hard they tried, the monsters could not stop them. As the child reached the very end, when nobody was left and they were all alone, they realized what they had done. But then it was too late, and there was no way back. The child's determination had much larger consequences than just the death of countless innocent monsters, though. Everything had been erased. That power was too much for their world. All that was left was an endless void of nothing but regret and pain. After what felt like months, finally, something changed. The human had been given a second chance. They felt sorry. They felt guilt. With all the strength they had left, they restarted and fixed all of their past mistakes, solved the monsters' problems, and destroyed the barrier. They freed them from the underground and reunited many families. They built a small town with space for every monster that wished to go back to the surface. Everyone was happy, until one day various monsters started disappearing.
Frisk, you should really go outside more.
I'll pass.
You cannot spend all day sitting here reading books. There is too much to see out there.
Frisk was a child with short brown hair, pleadingly looked at the goat-like monster. It was standing upright, had white fur, and was wearing a purple dress with yellow flowers on it.
Toriel, I've been outside yesterday.
That is not a valid reason to stay home. Have you forgotten about Undine's cooking lessons?
Undine, another monster, used to be the leader of the Royal Guard, an organization from the underground that was meant to capture humans. They told her needed to break the barrier, but since Frisk had already destroyed it, the Royal Guard was no longer needed and disbanded.
Fine.
Be home at 6, all right? And do not get up to any nonsense.
Alright.
Frisk walked down the dusty gravel path to Undine's house, not hurrying up as they were trying to prolong the meeting.
Ribbit. Have you seen Whimsun anywhere? Ribbit.
A little white frog hopped into Frisk's way. It looked confused and in a hurry.
No, I haven't seen her since yesterday. Why?
Ribbit. It's not like her to not show up to our daily meetings. Ribbit.
Any idea where she could be?
Sadly not. I checked everywhere. Ribbit.
Huh. I'll keep an eye out for her.
Thanks. Ribbit.
With that being said, the frog hopped off into a nearby field again, leaving a cloud of dust on the path. Once he was gone, the town went dead silent again. Frisk was wondering where Whimsun could have gone. The tiny, insect-like monster was usually very easily frightened. She would never go anywhere on her own.
Here we are.
Frisk finally arrived at Undine's house. Yet she was nowhere to be seen.
Undyne?
There was no response. The front door was locked. Frisk knew that this house had a back door, so they decided to try to enter the home that way.
It's locked. Too bad. I tried. Still don't get why Toriel wants me to take these lessons so badly.
They shook their head as they left the property. Being pretty happy that the lessons were apparently cancelled, they headed back home. Before they arrived, though, a small yellow monster called out for them. It appeared to not have any arms, and was wearing a brown and yellow striped shirt.
Yo, Frisk! What are you up to?
Hey, Monster Kid. Nothing much. I was just at Undyne's house for cooking lessons, but she's not there.
Huh? Last time I talked to her, she said that she's gonna be home all day.
Frisk raised an eyebrow. Things were starting to be really strange.
When was that?
Yesterday evening, she was telling me stories of how she taught Papyrus how to cook.
Maybe she forgot she had something else to do?
Well, when we were talking, she said the only thing she had planned for today were cooking lessons.
She wouldn't just forget them. Something's up.
You think so? Wow, dude. So something not boring finally is happening. Finally. Took long enough. I literally have nothing to do here. Wait, where are you going? Hey, hold on. I'll come with you. This is gonna be so cool. I can feel it. Remember this one time when we were all just trying to find where Asgore put his car keys? And after hours he just found them in his garage?
Frisk, home so soon already? Oh, you brought your friend. Hello, Monster Kid.
Hello, Miss Toriel. Undyne wasn't there, and Frisk said that something's wrong. So, now we're back here. Maybe you know where she went?
It's not only her.
What do you mean by that?
Whimsun is gone as well.
That is strange. Maybe they just had to do something out of town?
Or maybe they got kidnapped and are waiting for us to rescue them, like heroes.
Frisk gave Monster Kid a judging side look. He was always the first one to assume the worst.
What? That would be so cool.
Let us all calm down first. Although it is very unusual of Undyne to forget about her beloved cooking lessons, it is not set in stone that something has happened to her.
But she...
Undyne said she'd be home today.
If it makes you feel better, I will go and try my best to find her. There are plenty of places she could be at the moment, and perhaps she forgot some ingredients for the cooking class. You two can stay in here and play if you would like.
We're too old for that.
Yeah, we want to go rescue the monsters.
Well, if you want to so badly, I guess there is nothing I can do to stop you. Just do not go too far away, and take care of yourselves.
Alright.
Thanks, Miss Toriel. I'll promise I'll take good care of Frisk.
Shut up. I'm the one taking care of you. Goodbye, Mom.
And with that, the two of them headed to town.
So, what are we gonna do now?
I want to ask Papyrus if he knows where Undyne is, since they spend a lot of time together training. His house isn't too far from ours.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Don't tell me you're gonna be sad if Undyne didn't get kidnapped.
Oh no, it's not that. Everything here is just so boring lately.
You got a point, but still, I don't want anything to happen to anyone. Not after everything they've been through.
What was that?
Nothing. Look, that's Papyrus' house over there. Did you know he shares it with his brother?
He does? Man, I couldn't live with my sister being around all the time.
It's not that bad, is it? I really like the idea of sharing a home with siblings. Many monsters here still do that.
Well, my sister's really annoying. We really need some time away from each other. That's it, pretty much.
If you say so. Anyway, let's see if we can get any information about Undyne. No.
I told you they got kidnapped.
We don't know that yet. Papyrus? Sans?
I'm telling you, Frisk.
They always keep a spare key somewhere here. Hold up. There we go.
Yo, are you even allowed to just go in here?
Yeah, we're friends. It's okay. Pyrus?
Yo, Frisk, look at this!
Huh? What did you find?
They have a pet rock! That's so cool!
For God's sake, Monster Kid.
What? Isn't this amazing?
This is a serious situation, and we aren't here to admire their furniture and decoration.
But it's a pet. I never knew Papyrus had a pet.
It belongs to his brother, Sans. Speaking of which, he isn't here either. Or he's just so fast asleep that he didn't hear us.
I told you, they got kidnapped.
I still doubt that. They're smarter than that. Although, this doesn't make things any better. What now?
We could see if anyone else has gone missing.
I really hope nobody did.
It could still be possible. We need to make sure.
How can we even know who's here and who isn't?
Well, just knock on every door and wait for someone to respond.
They might be out of town, or at a grocery store, in a restaurant, and so on. There are 100 places a monster could be at.
Then how about we go to the stores now and see if anybody is there? It's not that far away.
Alright.
The town had a little precious mall located at a round piazza. A tall statue of Frisk was placed in the middle. Attached to his pedestal was a golden sign that read, "Frisk, the savior of monsterkind." The child looked at it, frowned, and decided to ignore it once again. They thought this wasn't needed, but Asgore, the underground's king, had insisted on it. Some of the stores had been magically transferred from the caves, like Grilby's Bar or the Snowdin Hotel. Frisk liked being around here, since the atmosphere was warm and lovely.
You go check the shops on the right, and I'll do the ones on the left. Most of them are gonna be closed anyway. Come back here once you've finished your half.
Got it.
Frisk approached the first store. It was a tall, colorful, strange-looking building with small windows. The only thing that led you suspect it was a shop was the neon sign above the door. It read, "Buy a Tammy clothing, -4 gold per one cloth." Frisk tried to push the door open, but it was locked. Attached to the glass door was a sticky note with something written on it in horrible handwriting.
Tem shop? Close? You don't write that with a K. No Temmies came worth? No, it says work. No Temmies came to work? So, who wrote this note? Huh. Next one. You'll be sure has seen better days.
The restaurant was empty, the desks were wiped, the floor was swept. It was sure that nobody had been here today.
Good day, Groby.
The barkeeper appeared to be a man made of fire. He was polishing a glass when Frisk entered. He looked up and nodded.
I was just wondering if you noticed anything unusual lately?
After a bit, he nodded again.
Anything regarding guests? It's pretty empty here, isn't it?
Frisk shuddered, and Grilby once again nodded.
Any chance that Sans was here today?
The fireman now shook his head and put the glass down.
Alright then. Thank you for your time.
Grilby focused on polishing another glass as Frisk left the building. Next up was a bakery covered in cobwebs. As the human tried to enter, they realized that this one was closed as well. There were some clothing stores, a mom-and-pop store, and a coffee shop. They were either closed, or the shop owners didn't know about anything. As they entered a tiny, lovely coffee shop, a bunny-like looking woman greeted them with a warm smile. Frisk was about to buy a nice-smelling cinnamon bun, as Monster Kid came bursting through the door.
Hello, bunny lady. We're on a task to find some hidden monsters and... Oh, hey there, Frisk.
Hello. Did you find anything?
Yeah. Dude, I got so many clues.
Both of them sat down after Frisk paid for 2 cinnamon buns. The two devoured the sweet pastries hastily.
So, go on. Tell me everything you figured out.
Well, I actually talked to Aaron, that guy who has that fitness center, you know? He told me that... Hold up, I think it was Shiren. She went missing a few days ago. But he didn't tell anyone about it because she often just hides somewhere for days or something.
I see. Anything else?
while the grocery store was totally empty, not a single soul around. Of course, it's lunch hour on a Saturday, nobody buys anything at that time, but there's gotta be someone there.
Frisk stared through Monster Kid, getting carried away by their thoughts. It was all so familiar, yet so different.
Hey kids, what you talking about?
Recently, monsters started disappearing, and me and Frisk are trying to find them. Do you have any hints to where they could be, Miss Bunny Shopkeeper Lady?
Oh, just call me Dawn. There's no need to be so formal.
All right, Miss Dawn.
So, where were we? Oh, right. Missing people. You know my sister? The one that hosts the Snowden Hotel over at the other side of this place? Well, a while back, I saw her walking out of our house in the dead of night for absolutely no reason. Went to ask her what she was doing. All I got was something like, "The mountain's calling out for me." I just let her be and hoped she'd get whatever was bothering her sorted out. But turns out she didn't come back yet. Since then I've been taking care of a kid as well. They're taking this really badly. Anyway, I told Asgore about it, but he didn't know what to do either. He was planning to tell the ex-Royal Guard members about it. Don't know if he did that yet. Yeah, that's about it pretty much.
When was that?
3-4 days ago? Something like that. I saw someone else walk down to the east end of our town later that night as well.
East? Like Mountain Ebott?
Yep.
So Undine is missing, as well as Santa Papyrus, then Whimsun and Chiron, and also your sister. The temp shop is also closed because no Temmie showed up. I don't even know exactly how many of them vanished.
This is so sick.
That's a lot. Stay safe out there, you two. I really hope Asgore finds the cause of this soon.
We'll try our best to help and rescue everyone.
We'll be fine.
Alright then. See you around, sweeties.
See you.
Goodbye, Dawn.
The friends left the warm shop and strolled through the town's streets.
This is bad.
But I'm sure we'll find and rescue everyone.
Yeah. How many monsters did you see in the stores that you checked?
Not many, like 5 or 6. Most people are probably home right now.
All we need to do now is figure out who else went missing. Are there any other places that people could be at? I can't think of any.
Me neither. We gotta count the people at home now, though.
I know, but how are we gonna do that?
Like I said, just knock on every door, and if no one responds, we'll add them to the missing list.
There has to be an easier way.
Well, do you have a better idea?
No, not really.
So that means we better start knocking.
Right here?
Yeah.
Alright.
Dude, I'd do it if I had arms. My parents told me I need to stop knocking on doors with my head.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'll do it. Hello? Is anybody home?
Whoever lived inside that home was not amused by the interruption. Monster Kid frowned, and Frisk ran back to him.
At least we know they aren't missing.
Monster Kid's gaze lightened up.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go knock on the next door.
They kept knocking on every door for a few hours. Most homeowners responded, but 8 houses were empty. Whimsun's and Chiron's houses. The house of Pyrope, a monster from Hotland, which was an area in the underground that was mostly made of stony islands in a seething ocean of lava. The house of RG1 and RG2, 2 former knights that also used to work for the Royal Guard. Muffet's house was covered in cobwebs, which would have shown that she had not been here in months, if she wouldn't have been a spider girl. She was also the owner of the spider bake shop, which hadn't been opened that day. Dawn's house, which she shared with her sister. And the house of Metaton, a robot built by the ex-royal scientist Elphys to bring entertainment to the monsters that were bored of life underground. Elphys was also nowhere to be seen. That made 11 monsters that had gone missing, as well as many Temmies.
Yo, this is crazy. I wonder where they all went. Do you think yet more monsters are gone?
I don't think so. We only have a few houses left.
Yeah, alright. I'll knock on this one.
Wait, I remember this. Napstablook, it's me, Frisk, remember? It's alright, we just wanted to talk to you for a second.
The door opened, and a white, sad-looking ghost was hovering above the floor. He seemed very insecure and shy, but as he saw Frisk, a slight smile hushed across his face.
Hello, Frisk. What's up? I mean, it's the sky, but you know what I mean. I should just go again.
You're a funny one.
Oh, thanks.
A few monsters are missing, and we wanted to check who exactly was gone.
So that we can find and rescue them.
Rescue? Did something happen to them?
We don't know that yet. They're just gone.
Or have you seen them? We're looking for Undine, Muffet, Metaton,
Metaton is gone?
At least we didn't see him.
I might try to help you find him. The others too, of course. If you want.
Yeah, sure. We're all gonna be the first ones to find them. And everyone will be so thankful for us rescuing them. And then we'll be the heroes of our town.
We don't even know what happened to them yet.
Yeah, but...
No buts. We only need to find out who's gone and then go back to Toriel and tell her what we figured out.
Now that I think about it, I saw Muffin walk out of town with her spiders a while ago. And since then I haven't seen her.
What direction did they go?
Napstablook thought for a second.
It looked like they were heading to our old home. In the mountain, I think.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. I should have asked her. I should have wondered. It's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yo, it's not your fault. It'll be fine and we'll add them and then we'll be the
Monster Kid.
Okay, I'll stop.
We should go back to Toriel now.
Wait, aren't we gonna knock on Asgore's door?
Do you think you would just get kidnapped?
So you're also thinking they got kidnapped?
Frisk rolled their eyes and shook their head.
Okay, let's just give it a try.
Asgore Dreamer used to be the king of the mountain and Toriel's husband. He was the one that had established the royal guard and assigned various monsters the task to hunt and capture humans, which led to Toriel getting a divorce. Once they arrived at the surface, though, he had discarded his job as the king, became a gardener, and opened a small flower business.
Hello, Mr. Dreamer. Can we come in?
But nobody came.
Maybe he's busy.
Wait, let me do it. You should really stop trying to knock on doors with your head. It's not healthy. Asgore?
Frisk tried to open the door, but it was locked. They all exchanged worried looks.
We need to go back to Toriel, now.
Yeah, let's go back.
So, is it okay if I come with you? I just want to help.
Of course, mate. We will need as much help as we can get.
Alright. Thank you.
They hurried back to Frisk's home. The sky had begun to darken, and it was getting late already. The trio rushed through the empty streets of the town, passing dark, abandoned houses. At some point, Frisk stopped walking.
Frisk, what's wrong?
Shh.
What?
Shh. Who's there?
Hi, I'm Tammy.
A small, white, fluffy thing jumped out of a bush. It looked like a mix between a cat and a dog.
Tam's searching for monsters. Tam's looking around, but other Tams is gone. No! Next time humans speak about kidnapping, and Tam think, other Tam got kidnapped. But Tam doesn't have any catnip. If no catnip, no Tams. You got nip?
Nobody got kidnapped.
Sorry, but we don't have any catnip. We were also just about to go home, so...
Oh, does human have Tem flakes? Tem hungry.
I'm sorry, but we really need to go now.
Tem will wait for human and friends. Will not move until waiting over.
The Tammy jumped back into the bush that it came from.
Let's never go back here ever again.
I think they were nice. Just a little hungry.
How about we just go home?
An excellent smell greeted the three as they entered the house. Fire was burning in the fireplace, and Toriel was in the kitchen, clanking with cutlery.
Toriel, we're back.
Her head poked out of the kitchen door frame.
Oh, hello, Napstablook. I am sorry I was not expecting you, so I did not make enough dinner for all of us.
It's okay. I also get a stay anyway. Just wanted to help them find all the monsters.
Toriel stepped into the dining room, carrying a casserole.
All the monsters?
Yeah, like half of the town is missing, as well as Asgore. We knocked on every door, but they're just gone.
Toriel looked concerned.
I could not find Undyne today either, so sit down and tell me about it.
So they all took a seat and started to tell everything that they had figured out, while Frisk started shoving food into their mouth. Toriel carefully listened and nodded every now and then.
So now we want to go and find them.
Exactly.
Oh, none of you are going anywhere this evening. It is too late. Frisk can guide you back to your home, Monster Kid, but then they have to come back here.
Come on, please.
No means no, my child.
I should be going home too. Not that anyone would wait for me there, but... Oh.
You may stay here for the night if you would like.
No thanks. I'll go home. Good night.
Good night and take care.
Good night.
Wait. We'll meet tomorrow, okay? Here, at Frisk's house. At 10, okay?
Napstablook nodded and faded away. As they all finished dinner, Frisk brought Monster Kid back home. Thoughts were racing through their head. Where did everyone go? Why now? Had they actually been kidnapped, or was there something bigger going on? They didn't find a solution for a single question, so they decided to let their mind rest and talk to the others about it tomorrow.
Chapter 2 Investigations.
Good morning, Frisk. Look, the sun is shining. Today is going to be a wonderful day.
Too tired.
Have you forgotten about your agreement with Napstablook and Monster Kid?
Frisk perked up at the mention of their friends' names.
You had completely forgotten about it, had you not?
Maybe.
They quickly stood up and got ready. Toriel had already prepared breakfast for everyone this time. After finishing breakfast, Frisk felt very determined to face every challenge that might cross their path. Time passed, and at exactly 10, the doorbell rang.
I'll open it. Hello, Napstablook.
I've been waiting here for 15 minutes. I just didn't want to ring the bell yet, because it wasn't 10 yet. Sorry.
Good morning, Napstablook. I have put aside some toast for you, in case you are hungry. Or perhaps you would like some cereal?
Oh, thanks. Ghosts don't really eat, but thanks.
Would the food fall through you?
Well,
Frisk! Where are your manners?
Sorry, Mom.
it's fine. Not the first time somebody asked that.
Still, that is a really inappropriate question. Frisk, please apologize to Napstablook.
Sorry. Hello, Monster Kid.
Frisk, I'm so excited.
Frisk hugged Monster Kid.
Hello, Monster Kid. I have put aside some toast and cereal for you as well. Feel free to take whatever you need.
Thanks, Miss Toriel.
The armless monster immediately sat down on the table, eyes lighting up with joy over the smell of fresh bread and jam. Toriel and the others watched him with amusement.
Yo, this is so good.
Thank you, little one.
You're welcome. This was really good. Hey, what's up, Frisk?
You have jam all over your face.
Oh,
You still remember where the bathroom is, correct?
yeah, I'll be right back.
So what is your plan for today?
Frisk looked at Napstablook, who shook his head. Frisk shrugged.
Fighting the monsters, I guess.
How are you going to do that?
Napstablook, you said you saw Muffet head to Ebott, right?
I think I did. I'm not sure. It could have been someone else.
Don's sister was also seen walking in that direction, so we're going into the mountain.
That is a really far way, especially if you are trying to climb it up as well. You are also assuming that everyone went back into the underground, correct?
Yep.
But why would they do that?
Yo, what you talking about?
We're talking about our plans for today.
Well, we're gonna rescue the monsters and be heroes.
I am afraid it will not be that easy.
Well, we have a few hints leading to the mountain, so...
I know, my dear, but it would take around 2 to 3 days to reach the underground's entrance.
Does that mean we can take some of the jelly sandwiches with us?
Do you not remember that you have school tomorrow? And perhaps Napstablook has a job he wants to return to as well.
Sometimes I help Metaton with music on his shows. But, he's gone. So, there's no point.
We can just skip school. Toriel, you're a teacher. Can't you just go, like, yo, they have to rescue monsterkind and can't attend to school?
Please. Besides, Office is gone too, so she can't even teach us.
I can teach you. Your education is important, and I do not want you to miss out on anything.
Isn't the safety of the other monsters more important?
I guess I cannot.
Yes, thank you so much, Toriel. I'll go tell my parents about this.
Monster Kid, wait!
But he was already out of the house.
I cannot let you go on this journey on your own, though.
We have Napstablook.
I do not want to give someone else the burden of taking care of you on such a risky travel, Frisk.
Oh, actually, I'd be fine with that. I'm sure they aren't that bad, and I really want to find Metaton. The others too, of course.
I really have no way of stopping you at all, do I?
Frisk smiled mischievously and shrugged.
It seems like it is decided then. I will pack up all the things that you will need. Frisk, remember to use your phone. I want to hear from you every day, all right?
It's okay, Mom. I'm not 10 anymore.
That does not lessen my worry.
Time passed and Monster Kid came back and announced that his parents were letting him participate. Toriel packed a backpack for Frisk and gave Napstablook a map. It was levitating in front of his face as he was studying the details and memorizing the path.
So, we just need to get out of town and then go through the forest until we see the mountain? That's it?
Correct. It is the only way to get to Ebott. The forest is deep, and that path appears to be the only passable passage. Take good care of each other. Do not lose track of the path. Listen to anything Napstablook says, my children.
Actually, I don't know if that's the best idea. I...
Do not worry, I believe in you.
Yo, you'll be fine, dude. This is gonna be so cool.
He's right. It's not like we're going to war.
Yeah, man. And even if we fight, you don't have to help us. We can beat up the bad guys on our own.
You should go now. I still do not like this idea, but it is not the first time I've let you go on such a dangerous trip. Besides, in the end, everything turned out very well, did it not?
Frisk looked like they just remembered something.
Yeah.
So let's finally go now.
Toriel hugged Frisk for a little too long before she let go and opened the door for the three of them.
Farewell, my children. And Napstablook too, of course. Frisk, remember to turn on your phone and text me every day. I will let you know if anybody comes back. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mom.
Goodbye, Miss Toriel.
Bye, Toriel.
You know, I actually have no idea what's going on. Like, they're all gone. So many of them are just gone. We didn't even notice until now. What if they're...
Weren't you really excited for all this just a minute ago? Don't overthink it.
We gotta stay positive.
Yeah.
Just saying, yeah, it's probably fine.
Hey Frisk, yo monster kid. Why are you looking so down? Don't be sad. Sad backwards is dance, and that's not good.
Now I'm already feeling a lot better. Thanks, Snowdrake.
Snowdrake appeared to be a mix between a duck, a snowflake, and a dragon, with light blue feathers and an orange beak.
So, what are you up to with backpacks and all?
Have you noticed that some of the monsters disappeared?
Nope. I mean, it's a lot quieter than usual. But that's about it.
Like, half of town is missing.
Damn, I didn't know. Actually though, Childrake hasn't been responding to my messages I sent him this morning. Usually he's there in like, what, 2 minutes?
You think he's also missing?
Don't know, might be. It's just very unusual for him to leave me on red like that.
Alright, we'll keep an eye out for him.
Thanks a ton, you two. See you around.
They didn't even notice.
Let's keep going. We're almost at the forest.
Wait,
Huh?
remember this spot?
What about it?
This is the bush where that Tammy came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So?
It said it would wait, and it's not here. Trust me, if these things make a promise to you, they never break it.
Are you telling me...
Yep, I mean, most of them were already gone yesterday, so now probably all of them vanished.
This is getting spooky. I have to know, because I'm a ghost. Ghosts usually are spooky, but this is more spooky. I'll stop talking now.
You're right. This is spooky.
Let's just go and get to the forest as soon as possible.
Frisk had been affected more than they let the others know. This was, indeed, a very strange situation. At this point, they were really starting to believe that somebody had kidnapped the monsters. What else could have happened? Was there a pattern? What did the missing people have in common? Why would anybody kidnap them? Who even had the power to do so? The only evidence they had was Muffet and Dawn's sister, who were last seen going down that exact path they were on right now.
Frisk, yo!
Frisk was torn from their thoughts by the friend calling out for them.
Huh?
Look at this!
The yellow monster was standing above an empty bottle of ketchup that had been thrown away, a few feet before the edge of the woods. Frisk took a closer look.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Sans.
Every time I hang out with Papyrus, there's tons of ketchup bottles everywhere. He always gets annoyed by it, and then yells at Sans about healthy food and how he always has to clean up after his brother.
Yeah, that happens. But does this count as proof that he went past here?
It's at least something.
How's this not enough proof?
I'm just trying to rule out all possibilities. He might have dropped it when he came past here normally, right?
But their house is on the other side of town.
And usually, there's nobody around here.
Yeah, you're right. Let's keep going. We're on the right path.
Exactly. Let's just... Whoa.
He turned around and faced the forest. The trees were dark and high. Mist was wavering in the distance. There was an endless, suffocating silence originating from these woods. Not a single beam of sunlight could reach the gravel path that was slowly being swallowed by eternal darkness.
I forgot how cool this forest was. Yo!
With that, he sped down the passage.
Oh, we should probably catch up with him or something.
And so they all wandered deeper into the woods, not knowing what terrors might lurk around the corner, not knowing what obstacles they had to overcome, not knowing that this adventure was so much more than they imagined.
Chapter 3. Familiar Faces.
For God's sake, Monster Kid, don't eat all of it on our first day.
But your mom just makes the best sandwiches in the world.
You haven't even been anywhere besides our town and that one city we got the building permits.
You have no idea how much more that is compared to the underground.
I guess. Anyway, Napstablook, any changes in direction, or...?
No. Just straightforward. For about, until we see the mountain?
What if we don't see it through all these trees?
Isn't the mountain on the map, Napstablook?
It is. But I don't know where we are.
Guess we're stuck in this creepy, silent forest then.
Don't tell me you're scared.
I'm not. I just don't really like the silence.
Back in the undergrad, I used to make music to, fill the silence.
I think I actually heard some of our music on the internet once. It sounded great.
Oh, thanks. Nobody ever really liked it.
That's not true.
Really isn't.
I mean, maybe some people liked it?
They did! Your music rules!
Thank you. I was kind of planning to make a whole CD, just with songs. But then I thought that people wouldn't want to buy it. But I guess...
Yo, that would be so awesome!
I'll think of it then, when we're back.
I would totally buy all of your CDs.
Thank you.
So, have you guys heard of Mew Mew Kissy Cutie too?
Yeah.
Manatom told me about it once. We watched the first movie together, actually. He told me it's much better than the second one. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. It's okay if you like this second one more. That's... I'm rambling.
No, actually that's what I was gonna ask. The second one sucks, right?
We totally need to do a movie night once all this is over. With popcorn and snacks and soda. We can invite Papyrus and we'll make spaghetti together. This is gonna be so cool!
That would be really nice.
The team had enough things to talk about to keep them entertained during their journey through the forest. They discussed their favorite TV shows, told stories from their past, cracked jokes. They laughed and smiled, until eventually Frisk came to a stop.
Yo, Frisk, what's the matter?
We've been walking for hours. Just give me a minute to sit down and catch my breath.
Huh. I'm totally fine. Are you okay?
Yeah. You're not walking. You're floating. Of course you wouldn't get tired from that.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Actually, can we call it a day now? I'm pretty tired as well.
Good idea. I think we should do that and rest. Have you guys seen a clearing anywhere where we can put up the tent?
Whoa, you bought a tent?
Yeah, of course. This backpack isn't just filled with food, even though I know you'd love that.
You can read my mind, dude.
Actually, I think I saw some space between the trees over there.
Alright, I'll check it out.
After they had found the opening between the trees, Frisk put down their backpack and got a tiny blue cube out. They placed it on their palm and called out to their friends.
Hey Monster Kid, Napstablook, you gotta see this. Torio got me one of these amazing tents last year for my birthday. I actually haven't used it yet, so this is a premiere.
But that's just a cube.
Wait for it.
That being said, they put the cube on the ground and symbolized their friends to take a step back. Suddenly, the cube started vibrating and increasing in size. Once it was twice as big as it originally was, it abruptly unfolded into a huge tent with enough space for up to 5 people. In addition to that, it also had a small fireplace in front of the tent. The 3 stood there, eyes wide open, gazing at the magical tent.
Well, if this isn't a tent, then I don't know what is.
This is so cool! Can I go inside? Please, please, please?
Sure. I heard it's even bigger on the inside. But please be careful. It was really expensive.
Of course I'll be careful.
And you are sure you actually want us to, go in?
That's what it's for, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
at this. There are actual beds back here.
How big is this thing?
Oh, I just reached the end.
Come on, Napstablook. Let's see how it looks back there.
They walked through the tent's first room, which was a cozy lounge with a tiny sofa and a table. They passed a side room, which seemed to be a small kitchen with a dining table. The last room was the biggest one, with 5 beds lined to 2 opposite walls and a bookshelf. Frisk walked up to it and picked up a random book.
Yo, guys, these beds are so comfortable. I could... literally...
That answers my question if we're gonna have dinner before we go to bed. I'm a bit hungry, though. Napstablook, want anything?
Oh,
Oh, right. You can't eat real food.
yeah, sorry.
Frisk took a sandwich out of the backpack and sat down on one of the beds.
It's fine. No worries. Where do you even get that stuff?
The ghost food?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's this one shop that sells it, but it closed.
So, how do you get your food now?
I just don't eat at all.
Isn't there a way to ghostify food or something?
What do you mean?
Changing the food so that it becomes incorporeal, like you? That way you can eat it? There's gotta be a way to do that.
Oh, I don't know. But it's fine. Really.
If you say so. Anyways, I'll sleep. Good night.
Good night, Frisk.
The scent of freshly made pancakes drifted through the tent and woke up Monster Kid and Napstablook. After a while, they joined Frisk, who had found just enough ingredients to make breakfast for themselves and Monster Kid. Together, the 3 sat down on the sofa and discussed their plans.
Really sucks that you can't eat them, Napstablook. These pancakes taste awesome.
Thank you.
It's fine. I'm used to it.
So, what are our plans for today?
I found a book on that shelf over there that apparently changes depending on your location. It has a map as well that shows us exactly where we are. It also has a mountain and our town on it. There are also tips about plants that grow in the area, which ones are helpful and which ones are poisonous, recipes, and so much more.
Man, when we get home, I totally want to have one of these tents too.
Anyway, if I'm correct, we should reach the mountain today.
Yo, we're getting there.
Yeah. I have to call Toriel before she goes to school. Excuse me a minute.
Alright. This is so amazing, don't you agree? We're gonna find the monsters and then we can be the heroes!
Yeah.
Hello, Frisk.
Hey, Mom.
I'm happy to hear from you. Is everything going well?
Yeah, we're fine. That tent you gave me as a gift last year is incredible. Has everything we need.
I'm glad to hear that, my dear. Things have been looking good here as well. As far as I know, nobody else is missing. Yet, sadly, no one has returned either.
Alright. Let me know whenever something happens, okay?
I will. Take care, Frisk.
Love you, Mom. We should probably keep going now. We've got no time to lose.
Yeah, you're right, let's go!
Once all their belongings were out of the tent, Frisk pressed a shiny silver button, located on the wall next to the entrance. The tent vibrated again for a second, then collapsed into the tiny blue cube. Frisk picked it up and stored it in their backpack.
Still can't get over how cool this is.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
They left the clearing behind as they made their way back to the path through the forest.
Is it just me, or is it a lot colder than yesterday?
Now that you say it, yeah.
Frisk looked up, but their view was blocked by dark, leafless branches.
Isn't it also weird that there's not much light coming through, even though these trees don't have leaves? Whatever, let's just get out of here.
Time had passed, and the team had started to joke around again, like they did the day before.
And then she just left without saying a word.
I
story.
Another one. The next day, I actually came back and...
Please don't tell me the same thing happened again.
No, shush, Monster Kid.
Did something even worse happen? Man, I don't think I'll ever...
Monster Kid, shut up.
What?
Get behind these trees.
But Alphys, isn't the way we came from?
It should be the way back to town.
How are we going to find Sans and Undyne?
Is that...
Back?
I think that's
Can't
Papyrus.
find anything like
Elphys?
That's
This might be a trick.
I'm sure it's fine. Come on.
No, I really don't. Monster Kid!
Monster Kid jumped out of his hiding spot and faced two monsters standing on the path. One was a very tall skeleton, and the other one was a small yellow reptile monster.
Yo, Papyrus! We're here to save you!
Frisk and Napstablook came out of their hiding spot as well.
Frisk, we've...
Wowee! It is fabulous to see you.
Is that really you? Are you okay?
Yes, it's really me, the great Papyrus, and my assistant Alphys, helping me on this terribly dangerous quest on finding Sans and Undyne.
Wait, so you were kidnapped? We're the bad guys. Who are the bad guys?
Be patient, Monster Kid. Papyrus, please explain what happened.
Well, 3 days ago, Sans did something very strange. He moved for absolutely no reason. He just opened the door and left. It was in the middle of the night as well. I was assuming he was just going for a walk, and I told him that I was proud that he finally made the decision to take care of his life. But he didn't say anything. Neither did he come back.
So, Saturday morning, I knocked on their door, asking if one of them had seen Undyne, and then Papyrus told me that Sans was gone, too. I was, basically panicking, since Undyne wasn't answering her phone, so we decided to look for her.
As we entered her house, we found that the furniture was completely destroyed, as if she had fought with somebody.
But there were only signs of her fighting, like just her spears everywhere, and no evidence of somebody breaking in or attacking her or similar.
Well, after we broke in, there were signs of a break-in.
When we went back outside, I actually found more spears leading to this forest. I don't know why I didn't see them before. I should have seen them, right?
Huh.
After making that discovery, Alphys followed the trail of spears, leading us to where we are now.
We couldn't find any more spears leading the path, and we eventually got lost.
But fear not! I will get us out of this forest in no time.
So, you two are fine? No kidnapping? Nothing?
No kidnapping at all. We cannot nap. We have people to find.
Speaking of finding, we have a map. Might come in handy.
Can I see?
Here.
Frisk handed Alphys the book they were holding.
Hey, Papyrus, we were actually going the right way. But... wait! We're close to the mountain.
We have evidence that all the monsters, for some reason, wandered right back to the underground.
All the monsters?
Mm-hmm. A bunch of people are missing, like Ascor, for example. Middleton as well, by the way.
Oh no. I haven't heard from him in, about a week or so. I just thought he was busy. If only I had noticed earlier.
It's okay. We're gonna reach the mountain today if we hurry up now.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay then.
I've told you, Alphys. We were on the right path. I will lead the way from now on.
With that, the skeleton wandered off.
Papyrus, that's the wrong way.
He turned around on the spot and walked in the opposite direction.
Of course, Frisk. I knew that. I was just testing you. Ha-ha.
Whatever. Let's go.
Frisk was very relieved to see two of their friends safe. Now all they had to do was find the others.
Yo, guys. What if everyone is just planning this huge birthday party for us?
For who, though? It's not my birthday.
not mine either.
It doesn't have to be a birthday party, correct? It could also be a friendship party.
Hold up, guys. Are you telling me we were out here for 2 days just to question everything we found so far?
We're just thinking positive, dude.
It's obvious that the monsters that left weren't themselves. Something huge is going on, and everything we have is leading to the mountain.
Speaking of which, we actually have to turn right now.
Alright.
I basically know that something's wrong with Undyne. I just kind of, feel it?
She's right. They wouldn't set up something huge like this just to surprise someone.
No matter the proof, I am sure everyone is doing just fine. Everyone needs a break sometimes. Actually, forget I said that.
I hope everyone's fine. But the chances aren't really...
Come on, Alphys. It's okay. They know how to take care of themselves. Especially Undyne.
Yeah, I guess.
They're right.
Guys! I see the mountain!
Really?
The group caught up with Monster Kid, who was frozen in place several feet away from them. Everyone stood still, in complete silence, as they stared up at the majestic mountain looming above them.
It's so huge!
I don't remember it being so tall.
This brings back a lot of memories.
Technically, it should appear smaller to us since we all got used to mountains by now.
It's gonna take another day to get up there for sure.
Actually, can we see the cave entrance from here?
It's facing west, so we should be able to...
I can see it! Look! Up there! Yo!
There it is indeed.
We should keep going as long as it's still daytime.
Yeah, we should.
Chapter 4. Oz Screws Loose.
Once night started to fall, the team put up their tent on an even plateau. They ate dinner together and watched the sun set. Frisk called Toriel and told her about Papyrus and Alphys. She was very happy to hear that they were all right. They said goodnight and everyone went to bed. Until...
Guys?
There was no response. Everyone was fast asleep and in their beds. Frisk stood up and sneaked towards the tent's entrance, leading out into the mountain. They opened it and peeked outside.
Hello?
The child looked around, yet nobody was there.
Huh. I gotta be hearing things again.
They shook their head and went back to sleep. When they woke up in the morning, they decided to stay silent about what had happened during the night. After calling Toriel, Frisk found out that more monsters had gone missing. The team ate and continued their travel.
Alphys, look at this for a second. The map says we should go the eastern way all the way around the mountain, but wouldn't it be smarter if we go the path over there to the west?
Yeah, it would save us time. But apparently that path is pretty steep. You can see that, right here.
You're right, but we need to get to the underground as quickly as possible.
But what if someone trips and...
I'm sure we'll be fine. What do you two think?
Frisk turned around to Napstablook and Papyrus that were talking about the great view.
Huh? What was that, Frisk?
There are 2 ways from here on. A safe one that would probably take us much longer, and a not-so-safe one that will get us to our goal within the day. Which one should we take?
I like safety.
Well, you are all on this journey with the great Papyrus, and I guarantee that you will be safe and sound.
You can't spell Frisk without risk.
Monster Kid joined the conversation.
So that makes 3 against 2. Sorry, Alphys.
I guess we're going that way then.
If it's dangerous, then I don't want to go. Sorry.
It's not like it's dangerous, it's just a little harder.
They're right. Come on. We knew this was gonna be an adventure.
Map clearly says that it's a bad idea to take that path.
We'll be fine. If we stand here and argue all day, we aren't going to get anywhere.
But what if something happens to us? Who's gonna save the others then?
Well, if you want to stay here, I'm not stopping you. I'm going anyways.
Wait, dude. It's either all of us or nobody. We shouldn't split up.
He's right. We should never split up.
Don't you get it? The others are in serious trouble. Everyone is in trouble, and we are the ones that have the opportunity to save them. Yes, we don't know what's going on, but that only gives us more reason to worry and hurry up. Yet here you guys are making a big deal of stony trails when your friends got kidnapped and are possibly even already dead.
Frisk? Of course I'm worried about Sans. I think we're all worried about somebody. But just because we're concerned doesn't give us a reason to abandon our own caution. Like your ghostly friend said, we can't afford to have something happen to us. After all, we are their only hope, the only light at the end of the underground's dark, cold tunnels.
So we're going the safe way?
Frisk frowned and looked at the ground.
Yeah, I guess that would be better. I'm sorry.
It's alright, dude.
It's fine.
Now, let us proceed.
The fight was forgotten shortly after, yet the air was crackling with tension.
Anybody up for today's bad news?
Oh, no. The bad news?
Toriel called and said that 3 more people are gone. Ice Wolf, Lesser Dog, and Greater Dog.
It's just dogs this time?
Wait, there's a pattern?
I couldn't find a pattern so far. Maybe this is just a coincidence.
Who else is missing at the moment anyways?
Undyne, Sans, and Mettaton, of course. Asgore as well. Whimsun, Muffet, that shop lady's sister, Sharon. Guys, help me out here.
These 2 ex-royal guards, dude. And Pyro.
I think it was also Childrake. And all the Tammys. I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh. That's so many people. I didn't even know that.
That's way more than 20 by now.
Do any of you have a theory on what's going on?
I must admit I have no idea, but I am certain everyone is doing perfectly fine.
Oh geez, this reminds me of back when... actually, never mind. At least we 5 are here and safe.
That's the spirit.
I kind of have a theory. But that would be complete nonsense. And it's not even possible. I think, maybe it is. I'm not sure.
What do you mean, Alphys?
Nothing. I was just, oh no.
Elvis pointed to something a little further up the path, and their friends followed her gaze. A long, old, wooden suspension bridge connected their side of the path with the rest on the other side. It was affixed to the ground with rusty metal plates and screws. Monster Kid walked up to the edge and looked down into the abyss underneath the bridge, but got called back by Frisk.
Careful, Monster Kid.
Don't worry, dude. I remember Waterfall's hanging bridge. You know, the one with no railing?
How can I not remember that one?
It doesn't look that stable.
Fear not. I will volunteer to cross this bridge to ensure everyone's safety.
Well, wait, Papyrus. I think we should, test it before we go.
How can we test it?
We can test it by crossing it.
I think it looks safe enough. Everyone who got up the mountain before us had to cross it, right? So either it works or not. I'll go first.
But be careful, alright?
Of course.
Frisk put down their backpack and slowly approached the bridge. They put one foot on the first wooden plank and tested it out. It was steady enough to carry their weight, so they continued without any problems. Once they reached the other side, They turned around to their friends and gave them a thumbs up.
It's okay, guys. Watch your step, though, and only go one at a time.
Monster Kid crossed the bridge without any problems, as well as Papyrus, who was carrying the backpack. Next was Elphys. She stopped before she even stepped onto the bridge and stared down.
It's, really high up, isn't it?
Just don't look down.
I'm looking down right now.
It's just like the bridge from Hotland to Waterfall, just with less deadly lava.
Yo, it's alright. It's not that bad. Just focus on us.
Alright.
The yellow monster held onto the rope that worked as a railing, and she was dragging herself across the gap. The others were yelling motivational advice, encouraging her. About halfway through, something made a creaking noise. Everyone froze.
What was that?
I think you should hurt. Watch out!
The screws on the bridge's far end suddenly loosened, and it began to fall. Elphys moved just in time and sped towards her friends, yet gravity was not on her side. Before she could even reach the other, safe side, she lost the ground underneath her feet and fell.
Elphys!
Frisk ran up to the edge and looked down. They held their breath and scanned the area. Yet, there she was, holding onto a root that was growing out of the stony earth. Relieved, the child bent down and grabbed her hand tightly.
I got you. Papyrus, help me out here.
Together, they managed to get Elphys up to the platform safely.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Here, have a drink. I think I have some tea in this backpack.
Yo, but what about Napstablook?
The ghost was still floating above the ground on the other side. With the bridge gone, the connection between the two platforms had also vanished.
Oh, I can just...
He slowly started to float over the gap.
That really comes in handy in situations like these.
I'm sorry, guys. The bridge, it's gone. There's no going back.
The other paths still exist. Besides, we weren't planning on giving up and going back anyway, were we?
Well...
Huh?
I forgot to bring my phone. So if Undyne was to come back, we wouldn't know. I didn't think of getting it before me and Papyrus ran into the forest.
Don't worry, I have mine. And it won't run out of batteries. It was a really great idea of you to add those solar panels to charge it.
Yeah, right. Thanks. Toriel's going to, let you know when anyone comes back, right?
Exactly. So, is everybody else fine?
Yep.
I am doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Good. Let's rest here for a while, and then let's continue.
Oh, no. We can keep going.
It's okay, Elphys. We can stay here for a bit.
The team sat down in silence, at a secure distance from the abyss.
We really should have gone the other way.
No, you're right. Safety is more important than speed.
I don't really consider this bridge safe anymore.
Yeah.
I remember when Waterfall's suspensions bridge broke. They had to hire this tiny bird to fly everyone across for as long as it wasn't fixed. It did a great job. It never gave up. I really look up to it to this day. And I'm rambling again.
Hey, I've met that bird. I wonder where it got all that strength from.
Undyne once told me that bird works as a full-time lift now. It lifts you up into the air and then carries you over a disproportionately small gap somewhere in Waterfall.
Oh, that gap is right next to the town I used to live in. Maybe we can visit it once we're in the underground?
Yeah, I want to go back to my old house as well.
Well, once we found everyone, I'm sure we can do that.
Nice, dude.
Elphys, how are you feeling? Can we continue?
Yeah, I've calmed down. That tea was really good, too.
Thanks. I'm sure it's better hot, though. Is everyone ready to go?
They nodded and kept progressing up the mountain.
So, does really nobody have a clue what might be going on here?
I'm still thinking they got kidnapped.
If I can be honest, I think they might have been, controlled by something?
What do you mean?
Like, being possessed by somebody?
Oh, well, I mean, ghosts can kinda possess things and people, but I think I'm the only one left without a body, and usually you don't give up your vessel. I think.
Sounds a little too science fiction-like.
I don't think that's what happened.
So we're agreeing they got kidnapped?
I wasn't saying that, but it's an option.
I really have no idea.
But you can't just kidnap. I'll just stop talking. I'm wrong anyways. Like always.
We can't say for sure whose theory is right or wrong. For now, we'll have to stick with the kidnapping one.
We'll find out soon enough anyway, hopefully.
Always stay positive.
Oh, jeez.
A thunderstorm?
Yep.
Oh, no. We should probably find some place to, take cover.
Can we reach the underground's entrance before the weather gets to us?
It would be great if we can get there before it starts raining.
According to this map, it's still pretty far away. We should be able to make it, though, if we, hurry up.
Yo, let's just run, okay? Look at all of those clouds.
A wall of black, thick clouds was quickly approaching from the horizon. Lightning struck the trees on the other hills as the storm made its way to the defenseless group.
We might have a problem. Let's keep going. There's still a chance for us to reach the caves in time.
The five hurried up the path.
Guys, remember the first thunderstorm we saw? With all the wind and stuff?
Ah, yes, I could never forget that. Sans and I were watching the lightning all night. Well, I was watching it all night. Sans fell asleep after 10 minutes. It was amazing, nonetheless.
Was that the one where the trees fell over?
Yeah, exactly.
That storm was really bad. The, Frisk, what's it called? The wires with the human magic?
Power lines?
Yeah, that's it. The trees hit some of them, and then the electricity was gone for a day, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's what happened. I was wondering why it was dark suddenly. Why I just kept doing nothing. Until it eventually came back.
That was so cool.
It's not cool if we're outside.
You got a point, dude.
Elphys, how far away are we?
I'd say about half an hour left, maybe.
It's getting close. In fact, we should probably hurry up even more.
No, my hair's going to get wet.
That's the last thing we have to worry about. Wait, Pars, you don't have hair.
But I wish I did.
Can we talk later and hurry up? My shirt's getting all soaked, and this is the only one I have with me.
Hoping to reach the dry, safe caves as soon as possible, the team hurtled through the rain. Monster Kid tripped a few times, but Frisk helped them up shortly after. Exhausted and dripping with water, they finally saw the dark, deep cave entrance inside the mountain.
There it is, I can see it.
Finally!
hardest workout of my entire life.
But we're there! We're back, finally!
For some reason, I have kind of a bad feeling.
Don't worry, I can sense that we are very close to finding our lost friends.
I really hope that that's true.
Let's catch our breath for a minute before we go in. I have a bad feeling too, Office.
So close to their goal, yet the story was only just beginning.
Chapter 5. Welcome to the Shadows.
Side by side, and armed with flashlights, the five entered the underground. Frisk was determined to fight their own fears in order to help the others. Monster Kid, who supported Frisk no matter what happened. Napstablook, who didn't know what he agreed to until the very end. Elphys was reluctant to go back and face the past. And Papyrus, who stumbled into this adventure unknowingly. They didn't have anything in common. Everyone had their own motivations, wishes, and beliefs. Yet, fate had chosen exactly these four individuals to join Frisk on their journey.
Okay guys, listen. Nobody's wandering off on their own. We'll stay together. Watch where you go. Remember what Asgore said about why we can't go back into the underground?
I noticed, he noticed that since the barrier is gone, there's nothing stabilizing the cave ceiling anymore.
Exactly, which makes everything unstable. We should better...
If it's not stable, why are we here?
We couldn't ask Asgore for prevention first, could we? Besides, it's been so long since we left. If anything were to break down, it would have happened already.
Well, the most dangerous part is the corridor we're in right now. Since it's so high and so long, and the barrier was right here, so...
You're right. We should get out of here. Let's go, guys.
The beams of their flashlights couldn't illuminate the long, empty cavern enough for them to see the paw prints running down the dusty floor. Once they had made it through the hall, they entered a room with a single throne standing in between hundreds of withered flowers. They had turned grey from the lack of water and love. Their petals were scattered all over the ground. After exiting the room, Frisk shone the flashlight they were holding over the walls, looking for a way deeper into the mountain.
Yo, hold up, Frisk. Where does the staircase go?
Don't! Just don't go there. There's absolutely nothing interesting down there. The other way is over here anyways.
Whatever you say.
As Frisk opened the door, the hallway behind them was flooded by bright orange and yellow light. Before them was another long corridor. Majestic pillars aligned on both sides. Between them were tall, ornate windows. Dust was whirled up by the door's movement and was shimmering in the light originating from the windows. Frisk took a step back and crossed their arms as if they were freezing.
No, it's not real. It's...
Yo, Frisk, what's up, dude?
It's not this time.
Is this room frightening you? Don't worry. I also have always found it very suspicious. Each time I came here, I had these strange visions, like memories of a dream. But they weren't mine.
I've never really been here.
Please, can we get out of here? I don't want to do this.
Come on, Frisk, it's fine.
By the time they reached the end of the corridor, Frisk was sobbing and shaking. Monster Kid helped them sit down and relax.
Yo, Frisk, what's going on with you?
Maybe they have some kind of, bad memories connected with that place. Looks to me like they're having panic attack.
Will my spaghetti help make you feel better?
Frisk didn't respond, but nodded.
Yo, I'm sure Papyrus, they always help.
Oh, that gives me an idea. Can I try to calm him down?
Of course.
Hey, remember when we first met? I was feeling down, like always. And you cheered me on, right? I don't really know how that works. But, here goes nothing. What's a ghost's favorite meal?
What is it?
It's spaghetti. Get it? Because spaghetti and spook. Ghosts are spooky.
Oh my god, that's genius!
I get it.
No, not you too with these bad jokes. This one wasn't even that bad, and that's just making it worse.
Thank you?
Thank you, guys. Sorry about this. I kind of lost control over myself there. But I'm fine now. No worries.
Does this happen often?
Frisk thought for a second, then shook their head.
Let me know whenever it happens again, okay?
I think you'll notice.
Oh, yeah. Can we, continue?
I'm ready.
So, where are we? It's way too dark.
I believe that may be New Home over there.
Oh, yeah. That's the capital.
You guys think we should go there and check for people?
It's really a huge city, and it would take a long time to check everywhere.
I think we should head to Hotland first. It's not that big compared to the city.
You've been to New Home?
Yeah, once.
Oh man, I wish I could have gone there. Do we really have to go to Hotland first?
Well, these footprints are leading to Hotland.
Footprints?
They stared down at the dozens of footprints that headed towards the direction that Hotland was located in.
Whoa, there's tons of those.
So everyone must have passed through here?
It looks like it, but where exactly could they be now?
Maybe they went back to Snowden.
Perhaps they just wanted to visit their old home again? That would be an understandable reason to come back. I sometimes miss Snowden very much.
Same, dude.
Remember what Dawn said, Monster Kid, about her sister?
What do you mean?
She said that when her sister walked away, she was talking about how the mountain was calling her. Just the mountain, no place in particular. What could that mean, though?
Maybe they went to, like, the center of the mountain?
Do you know what that is?
I'm not really sure, but it could be somewhere in Waterfall.
I think we should just, follow the footsteps until we find the others.
We could see if the elevator here is still working, to save time. It could get us almost straight to the core, and from then on, we can keep going. I don't really think the missing people would be in Asgore's old house. If we use the elevator, we don't have to go through it.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me.
Frisk looked around with her flashlight to find the elevator, then pressed the summon button, hoping it would work. A few lights flickered for a second, then everything died down again.
Hold on. Let me try to fix it. It should still work since we left the core on before we left the underground, so it's not a lack of power. Do you happen to have a, screwdriver or similar in that backpack?
Give me a second. I'll see if I can find something. Wow, I actually found one. Here.
Thanks. should work. There we go.
Yo, that's so cool!
How happy we can be to have you here, Alphys.
And it's like really safe?
I can once again volunteer to go first.
Don't worry, Papyrus. It should be perfectly fine if we all go at the same time. That way nobody can be left behind.
After pressing the button again, the elevator doors opened and the five walked inside. After a while, the doors opened again to reveal a small hallway to yet another elevator.
Another one?
I'm sure this one will work.
That's good luck.
Yo, I'm sure that even if it was broken, you'd have repaired it in no time, Alphys.
Thanks. Before we keep going, since we didn't shut down the core, it still, changes layout sometimes. So to get out, we somehow have to find an exit, which is gonna be hard since we have absolutely no idea where it could be, and it could literally be anywhere, and—
Alphys, it's fine. We can split up.
Haha, no way! Haven't you seen any horror movies?
Come on, this isn't a horror movie.
Maybe we can go in groups of two. Papyrus and I could go to the west side.
Alphys and Napstablook, you two could go and check the northern side. I can go south.
But that means you're alone in your group of two.
It's fine. I can take care of myself. If any of you find the exit, just yell, okay? We should be able to hear each other, right?
Actually, depending on how this layout looks, we might not be able to hear each other.
Sorry, but didn't we agree to never split up?
There's nobody here that can harm us. If we don't find an exit, then we'll meet right here again in half an hour, okay?
How are we gonna find back here if we're lost?
If we don't take any risks, we're getting nowhere. This is the fastest method to find a way out, so let's do it. You'll be fine.
Okay then.
Come on, Papyrus, I'm sure we'll find the exit first.
Wowee! I appreciate your enthusiasm, Monster Kid.
You two will be fine.
Yeah, probably.
You can lead the way.
Okay. Let's go then.
Good luck.
Frisk looked around the now empty corridors of the core. It used to provide power to the underground, and was the source of all life and energy. They were wondering why it hadn't been turned off, though. Since every single monster had moved, the core was no longer needed. They decided to ask Alphys about it later. They followed this path for a long time, until they got to a fork in the road. They chose to go into the direction they remembered the exit being at, although it had been quite a long time since they had last been in the core. After a few more turns, they ended up in an empty room with nothing but a window in it. On the other side was nothing.
That looks like the void? Strange.
As they turned around to leave the room, they were stopped by a sudden, intense rumble. The ground began to shake, and they felt like the room was moving.
Whoa, guys! Alphys!
Once the trembling had stopped, they ran outside, only to find themselves in a completely different environment. They weren't even sure if they were in the core anymore. The walls were now purple, with tiny sparkling crystals scattered all over them. The ground was covered in blue sand, and from somewhere up above, water was dripping down. In the middle of the hallway was a grey, metallic door, which seemed oddly out of place. Frisk shone their light at it, but decided to look around the corner at the hall's end first. If this was a dead end, they would go through the suspicious door. If it wasn't, then they would continue their search for the exit there. They approached the corner, only to find another long hallway, which looked more like it was actually the core. They were relieved to be back in familiar surroundings. Frisk looked back over their shoulder before they continued. Yet, instead of the sandy, wet corridor, they saw the room with the window right behind them.
Okay, that's weird.
Shaking their head, they walked down the new hall. Nothing was the way it had been before they entered the mysterious room. Being completely lost, Frisk called out to their friends.
Monster Kid? Papyrus? Hello? Oh jeez, I hate this. Guys!
After a few minutes, finally, someone responded.
Hello? Anyone?
Frisk, is that you?
Yes, Alphys, I'm over here.
Where's over here?
Just stay where you are. Keep talking, please, so I can hear your voice.
I think you're getting closer. I hope. I actually have no idea where you are. In fact, I don't know where anyone is.
Frisk skipped around a corner and saw Alphys standing in the hallway's middle. For some reason, she was alone.
Where's Napstablook?
When the core's layout changed, he just vanished?
He just left you alone like that?
Well, it's my fault, because I was panicking and I probably scared him and...
First of all, calm down, Alphys. It's okay. We'll find him.
But if only I hadn't...
Listen, it's fine. We need to keep calm now and find the others, then get out of here. Do you have any clue where anything is?
There was a crossroad back where I came from.
Okay, good. Let's go there.
Alright.
The two silently trotted down the corridor, the air feeling tense, the atmosphere cold and unsettling. With every noise, with every howling of a pipe, with every distant rumble from somewhere deeper within the core, they flinched, holding their breaths and shining their flashlights over the walls. They hurried up, they turned left, they turned right. Eventually, they reached a dead end.
Great. Now we have to go all the way back to the crossroad.
I'm so sorry, Frisk. I knew we should have gone the other way. This is all my fault.
It's not the end of the world. You really have to try and keep your cool in situations like these.
I know. It's just so hard with Undyne and Metaton being gone. Now, literally everyone from our group being gone too. And we're also back here. Back underground. You know how this feels to us, right?
Not exactly. What do you mean?
This is the place we've been trapped in for centuries. Most of our people have dreams, nightmares to be exact, of waking up one day and realizing it was all a dream. Waking up back here, back in this prison.
And now that you're here, you're afraid that you won't get back outside?
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't worry, we'll find everyone and bring all of you back to the surface safely. There's nothing to worry about. I can assure you that nothing can and will ever bring all of this back to zero.
Actually, I've talked to I've talked to, Sarah. Yeah. You know her? She's the, manager of the Snowden Hotel. She's missing too, right?
Yeah?
Yeah. Anyways, we should, turn right over there.
Alright.
More time had passed, and they were starting to lose their hope of finding the others, just when they heard a familiar voice echo through the core.
Oh no! Haven't we been here before? Didn't we just go through this room? Oh, it all looks the same.
Yo, this one is so different though. There's no trash bin here.
There they are.
Guys! Papyrus, Monster Kid, we're here!
Oh, I told you. I said we'd find them.
After just a few more turns, the team found each other again.
Is everyone alright? Where's Napstablook?
Oh, I'm here.
The ghost slowly appeared a bit down the hallway and floated to the others.
Where have you been?
I was right here. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have. Sorry. It's all just... I'm so sorry, Frisk, but
Whatever. You're here now. That's all that matters. Are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Now we just have to find an exit.
Me and Papyrus actually found it, but suddenly everything started shaking. It was so crazy. Then we saw the exit slip away and get replaced by another room, and boom, everything was different.
That's because the layout changed. I forgot to say that it happens every night at around this time.
Hey, speaking of night, is anyone else, super tired?
Yep.
I could keep on going for hours.
Actually, I think we should rest.
Sounds good to me. Has anyone seen a room big enough for the tent?
Oh, yeah. Just around that corner over there.
Yes, exactly. We found an exact copy of that room while wandering through here. But this one's worse. The other one had a trash can and this one doesn't.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Anyway, let's put the tent up and make some food. We'll get out of here tomorrow.
Chapter 6 Blurred Edges.
Ugh, this is the third time I've been trying to call Toriel. Still no signal.
That's because of the core. Everyone's phones are dead here.
That sucks.
The next morning went by slowly. Every hallway seemed like the other, and the exit was nowhere to be found. Suddenly, as they rounded a corner, Monster Kid started squealing.
Yo, there it is. That's Hotland. We found the exit, guys.
Finally.
I was worried we wouldn't find a way out. Ever.
Sooner or later we would have found it.
Actually, can I, go first? Since I'm not sure in what condition Hotland is, and it could be dangerous, I just want to make sure everyone's safe.
I could also go first.
Thanks, Papyrus, but I think Alpha should go first. She knows this place best.
I guess I cannot argue with that. Yet keep in mind that the great Papyrus is right by your side and ready to take the lead anytime.
Alright. So, we're going to Waterfall, correct?
Yep, to the center of the mountain. If the missing people aren't there, then we'll go to Snowden. And if they aren't there, then there are still the ruins.
What if no one's there either?
They have to be there.
There is no other place they could be. Aside from our hometown, or possibly any other place on the Earth. The world's big, right, Frisk?
Well...
I think we should just go and search for them. No matter what theories we make now, we won't know if we're right, as long as we haven't found the others, right?
Yep. I feel like we're getting really close anyway, so let's not waste any time.
Wasn't the exit supposed to be in Metaton's hotel thingy?
Oh, no. The core's exit changes, depending on the current layout. So if it changes again, we would probably have to find another exit somewhere in Hotland.
If we hurry up now, we can get out of here before it changes again.
Yo, you think whoever kidnapped them will just, give them back?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know why they're here, or if they got kidnapped, or if it's all just a sick prank. But we'll figure it out.
Hotland was a maze of lava, elevators, and conveyor belts. As the name indicated, the temperature was always extremely high. Lava was simmering way below them, and everything was brightly lit up by it. That way they could all put away their flashlights. In some places, the lava had hardened, and it almost looked stable enough to walk on. The heat was unbearable, though, even worse than before the underground went empty. Only a few monsters that didn't mind the heat had been able to live here. Anyone else avoided Hotland as much as possible. Elphys looked over the area, searching for possible signs of the missing monsters.
Do you think the elevators work?
I hope so. I hate stairs.
Possibly. Even if not, I can fix it.
The elevator was dusty and did not look trustworthy at all. Despite everyone's doubts, they got inside and reached Hotland's lowest level in just a minute.
Look, waterfall's just over there.
There's Sans' old sentry station.
You mean one of his sentry stations?
Well, no. He's only got one. But it somehow moves around the underground. Why do you think there's snow on this one? It came from Snowden, all the way over here, just for us. Wowee, I'm flattered.
Yo, how does he do that?
He's got those shortcuts.
Guys, focus. We have a goal. Let's go.
But wait.
Huh? What is it?
Listen. Elvis, did you forget anyone in your lab?
What?
A tall, futuristic-looking laboratory had appeared before them. There were no windows, and the only door that led inside was closed. They could see a tiny beam of light coming from underneath it.
It appears the sounds are coming from your old lab. Did you forget anyone?
No, I let everyone go. Nobody could be in there anymore. It's supposed to be empty. Oh no.
Elphys, calm down. It's not bad. Maybe the missing people are in there.
Oh, well, wait. Right. Undyne?
The five raced towards the sliding door, which at first wouldn't open on its own. Together they pushed at it until it gave in and let them enter the lab. All lights were on, and the area had been cleaned up neatly. There was a desk with nothing on it, a huge, deactivated TV screen, and a fridge. Other than that, the room was empty.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Undyne?
Metaton?
Sans, you lazy bones! Get over here!
Suddenly, the escalator that was leading to the lab's second floor activated. Everyone backed away from it and held their breath. Yet, whoever appeared was not a familiar face. It wasn't even a monster.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
No! Another human! Did you get lost?
As they reached the bottom of the stairs, Frisk got a closer look at them. It was, indeed, a human. A girl with short, wavy, black hair and bright blue eyes. She was wearing a dark blue shirt with turquoise stripes. Her red sneakers were worn down and faded. Although she was perhaps 1 or 2 years older than Frisk, the girl wasn't much taller than them.
Well, look who it is. My name is Nemesis. I was wondering how long it would take you to get here. When did you notice your friends were missing?
Wait, hold up. Do you know where they are?
Of course I do. I'm the one that brought them here, after all.
They're here? Undyne!
Shh, Elphys, we'll find her later.
So you did kidnap them. Man, that's rude.
I wouldn't really consider it kidnapping. They all got here on their own.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you see, Frisk, I have a special ability. I can control people's minds. But that's not the best part. Ever since I heard that you freed the monsters, I knew I had to do something. Something to stop you from throwing off the balance. So, I've been learning how to use magic as well.
That's not possible. Humans can't learn magic.
How do you explain this, then, Miss Professor?
The friends took a step back as the girl smiled and moved her hands up in the air. Slowly, a brightly glowing ball of energy started to form. She took a swing and launched it at the ceiling, where it exploded into 1,000 shimmering pieces that rained down on them.
Wowee! Where did you learn that?
I have my ways. Now, Frisk, I have something to ask of you.
How do you even know my name?
Your name was everywhere. On TV, on the news, everyone was talking about you. The oh-so-great savior of monsterkind. The one and only Frisk that reunited the realms and brought peace upon the world, blah blah.
I never chose to be that person. It was just what I had to do.
What you had to do? Listen to yourself. You don't even know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know why none of the monsters could live in a real city. You don't know why they were locked down here in the first place. You don't know anything.
Tell me what the reason is.
Isn't it obvious? It's because they are monsters, beasts, creatures that don't deserve to see the light.
That's not true.
Then try and prove me wrong. I've been reading about the legends. I know how it really was. The monsters were greedy, and they were the ones that started the war. Everything they told you was a lie. They received their rightful punishment, and you destroyed it and brought darkness upon our world.
That's not true. These monsters are my friends, my family. They've helped me out. They gave me a home. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Whatever. It's all just lies anyways. They're only doing this to help themselves, and you're just too blind to see it.
That is untrue, human. I only make spaghetti to make others happy. I don't make it for myself. And I also...
It's not your turn, freak. Frisk, I'm just asking for one thing here. Reset. Bring it all back to zero. Get monsterkind back to where it belongs.
You're sick. Let's go, guys.
Yo, what do you mean reset? Like, in a game?
Monster Kid, let's go.
Frisk hurried outside, closely followed by their friends. They could hear Nemesis yell something after them.
They'll get what they deserve, Frisk. You can't do anything about it.
What did the human mean by reset?
Yeah, man, Frisk. You know what they meant?
No idea. Let's go somewhere safe, and then let's make a plan. Napstablook, what about your house?
Sure. I'll lead the way. Or something.
After rounding a few corners, they stopped running and slowed their pace. They had arrived at Waterfall. It was still very beautiful, even after such a long time. The ceiling was covered in sparkling crystals that almost looked like stars. The waterfalls that they came across every now and then were glowing bright and blue, lighting up the caves. A few flowers were blooming within a small creek.
Look at this! Echo flowers!
Monster Kid poked at the flower, and it repeated what he said.
I wonder what it said before.
Oh, sorry, dude.
It's fine. Anyways, I'm assuming the people we're looking for are in the lab. Alphys, by any chance is there any other place other than the basement where monsters could be?
Frisk got no response.
Alphys, are you okay?
Oh, what? Me?
Yes, you. What's wrong?
Everything?
Don't worry, we'll find a way to free everyone, okay? Believe me.
Yo, I think we can do it. Together we'll kick that person's butt.
Yeah.
But to find them, we have to go down there. It's the only place they could be.
You mean the actual lab? We are going down there?
It can't be that bad, right?
I mean, I just, don't like that place at all.
I can understand that, but you have to trust me. And if you want to see Undyne again, we need to get there somehow. Are there any other ways to get down there other than through the door in your lab?
No, that's the only one.
Then we have to find a way to sneak past.
We're almost at my house. I'm sorry, but I didn't clean up. I wasn't expecting to have guests. I'm sorry.
It's been 2 years. Of course you didn't clean up.
Sorry.
It can't be worse than my room.
The town is over there.
It was a tiny, cozy town, surrounding a pond. Napstablook led them into a side area with 2 houses that were strangely bent over at the top. One was orange and the other one was blue. The ghost approached the blue one and opened the door. The inside was empty, except for a few cobwebs.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I brought everything with me to the surface. Sorry.
It's good enough for now.
This is quite inspirational.
How? It's just an empty room.
I meant what you said, Frisk. Even if it's just an empty room, you said it's enough. Even if it's nothing, you can still make something good out of it.
Oh, that wasn't intended, but I'm glad to hear your interpretation of it. Here's my backpack. Get yourself something to eat. I'll go call Toriel and tell her all about this. I'll be back in a minute.
Alrighty.
Hey Mom, we found the monsters. Well, not really, but we know where they are. I hope everyone's alright. They're being trapped by someone, a human. It's so strange. Please call me back, okay?
Frisk hung up and went back inside to their friends and shared dinner with them.
Anybody want to hear a joke to lighten up the mood and stuff?
Should we really joke in this situation?
Of course, dude. There's no way of winning if we're all depressed. Anyway, what kind of rocks are never underwater?
Pet rocks?
No, it's dry rocks.
Oh.
That one was bad.
Then tell us a better one, Frisk.
Challenge accepted. What do you call a short psychic that's just committed a crime?
I don't know.
A small medium at large.
Okay, that's 100 times better than my joke.
Oh, can I, also tell a joke?
Of course.
Okay. Why did Naruto cross the road? 'Cause it was a filler episode. It's, from an anime.
I don't think I've seen that one before.
I haven't seen any anime before. Undyne tried to convince me it's more than just cartoons for children. But I just have higher standards than that.
Actually, it's not for children. Most animes have weapons and fight scenes and gore, so it's not for kids at all, even though I let Frisk watch Mew Mew Kissy Cutie, but I just did that because they had to experience it. Oh, and mostly because I needed someone to say that the second one stunk. Did you hear they said they were working on a 3rd movie? I hope it's not going to be as bad as the second one, and I'm rambling. Yeah. Anime isn't, yeah. It's stupid.
I think it's cool, and yes, Mew Mew 1 is much better than Mew Mew 2. Okay guys, you all know we're not giving in, right? We're gonna find a way to free everyone. Undyne, Mettaton, Sans, Asgore, and everyone else. We're a team and we can only get through this together. I don't know how powerful Nemesis really is, but it might get dangerous. I'm not asking for you to do something you don't want to do. Not in the slightest bit. If any of you want to go back, that's okay.
Nonsense! We have come so far, we are not giving up. Besides, there is no way you can win without me.
Exactly. We're by your side till the end of the world.
Oh, I can't just leave now. So, I guess...
You're right. We're a team. And if we work together, we can get everyone home safely in no time.
Exactly. So let's make a plan.
Chapter 7. Going Deeper.
So, assuming that there's no other place the monsters could be at, they have to be in the lab's basement. The only entrance to it is right here.
Frisk drew a tiny X on the map in front of them. Elphys had set up a plan of her old laboratory, with as much detail as possible. Now everyone was bent over it, closely listening to Frisk.
It's probably going to be locked. The key to it could be anywhere, which means we have to find a way to get Nemesis out and away from the lab. Then someone will go in and search for the key. Once we have it, we go down there and get everyone out.
That shouldn't be that hard.
Don't underestimate it. We have to find a way to lure her away first. I could do that while all of you go inside and search for the key.
Yo, you can't do that all alone. What if stuff happens?
I will once again volunteer.
No, I'm doing that.
But why?
It's just too risky. Besides, I think I'm the only one that could even distract her for long enough.
Are you really sure that you want to do this?
Yes, I'm sure.
But what if something goes wrong?
In what way?
Like, never mind. It's probably gonna be fine. It's you after all. I totally trust you, dude.
So, all we'd have to do is, just search for the key?
That's the plan, but it would make it easier if we knew exactly where the key was, of course. I don't know how long I can distract Nemesis. In fact, I don't know if I can even manage to get her away from the lab at all.
So, we need another plan?
Can't we just sneak by and somehow break down the door?
It's your lab. Can we break down the door?
Forget I said anything.
Is there any other way to get inside without being noticed?
We could set up a trap for the human and capture them, like the old days.
How would that work?
It would work the way it worked on you, too. I will make my spaghetti, serve it on the finest plate we can find, put it in the middle of Heartland, and then we can put up signs leading to it. The human will be so focused on searching for it that they will completely forget what they were here for in the first place. That would also solve the debate about whether or not you can distract them for long enough.
Yo, that really worked on you, Frisk? Just spaghetti?
Let's not talk about those times. Besides, we're changing the subject. We have to focus more.
Oh yeah, sorry, dude.
A trap could also work, but despite everything, I don't want her to get hurt, okay, guys? I'm sure she can change if we just talk to her and listen to what she has to say.
I have quite a few ideas for all kinds of trap designs. We could make a spaghetti trap where the spaghetti is trapped and the human has to free it from the trap. Or we could trap the human in the trap and make the spaghetti from the previous trap free the trapped human from the trap. Or we just kindly ask the human to get inside our prison.
We have a prison?
Why, yes! In Snowden, right next to my house!
You mean your garage?
No, I'm talking about the prison!
The one in your garage.
Again, no. Don't you remember the prison?
But that was just your garage. You can walk out of it without any efforts.
Forcing people to stay somewhere is rude. So of course anyone can leave our prison.
Yo guys, this is totally confusing me.
Me too, Monster Kid. Sorry, but I think we need another plan. Alphys, Napstablook, any ideas?
Well, if we somehow manage to get her in a certain area that still has force fields, we can trap her there. But that would mean that I'd have to get the remote for the force fields. I left it in the lab, but back when we moved to the surface.
We can't get to that remote. Any other ideas?
Well, I can kinda get into the basement without anyone noticing.
How?
Well, I'm a ghost, so I can, just fade away and go there.
Oh, right. Why didn't you say this earlier?
Sorry, I just,
You would have saved us a lot of time in talking if you would have mentioned this earlier.
I just thought it wouldn't be useful.
I think it was everyone's fault. We all could have thought of that.
It's never my fault. Maybe just a bit, but not as much as everybody else's fault.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, now we know. Napstablook, you have to get into the lab and then you have to talk to everyone. Tell them we're here and that we're going to get them out somehow.
Oh, I don't know if I can. But, if you want me to try.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So, do I go right now?
If you think you're ready, of course.
Well, wait. I can, give you some tips on how to pick locks. Especially those down there. In case you don't find the key.
Actually, you shouldn't free them. We need a better plan before that. You think Nemesis would have noticed a dozen monsters walking around the lab and out the door? It's too dangerous.
And safety comes first.
Sorry again.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Napstablook, if you're ready, you can go. We'll stay here and wait for you to come back.
Alright.
With that, the ghost faded away. He hurried through the empty cave's halls, trying to reach the lab as fast as possible. Once he got there, he was surprised to see that all lights inside the building had been turned off. Everything was neatly cleaned and organized, as if the girl had been living here for quite some time. But Napstablook decided not to waste any time, and looked for the door that led downstairs. He remembered where it was on Frisk's map, and soon found it. Behind it was not a staircase, but instead an old elevator. He moved down the shaft until he reached a door that led to a dark corridor. There was no light at all, so it was hard to see. On the walls were a few dark, dusty monitors that turned on the moment he passed them. He ignored them and continued his search. He came across a few rooms, but all of them were empty. As he was about to give up and go back, he saw another hallway he had missed before. It was just as dark and dusty as the other ones, but something was different. Although hard to see in the darkness, Napstablook could just barely make out the footprints that ran down the hall. Excited, he hurried up and rounded the corner, to find himself in yet another room, this time bigger. He looked around and froze.
Hello? Guys? Metaton?
A few beds were lined up at the room's far end, but those weren't the reason the ghost was paralyzed. Right in front of him were figures, lifeless, still figures, staring at nothing. You would have thought he ran into a collection of dolls. If only their faces wouldn't have been so familiar.
Asgore? Can you... Anyone? Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Floating around the rows of missing monsters, he examined every one of them closely. Yes, these were for sure their friends. Sans, Undyne, Metaton, Asgore, everyone they had been looking for, as well as a few new faces. After another failed try to get a reaction out of anyone, he returned to Waterfall.
Guys,
Napstablook, you scared me to death. Did you see them?
oh no. Oh no.
Is Undyne alright?
Is Sans alright too? And what about Asgore?
It's...
Yo, we're all forgetting the Temmies. What about them?
Guys, leave him his space. Napstablook, calm down first, and then tell us about it.
It's just
Did you talk to them?
I tried... Oh no.
Did you get caught?
No. I think...
Okay, good. Now calm down and tell us what exactly happened.
I went down there and at first I saw no one. But when I was about to come back, I noticed another hallway. Then there was that room. Everyone's there. There's far more than about 25 people. I saw everyone, but Frisk.
Yeah?
Somehow Toriel is there too.
Toriel?
Yes. Sorry, Oh.
Did you talk to her? Is she fine? That's why she didn't answer my phone calls.
I tried, but...
How'd she get here so fast?
Frisk, when's the last time you talked to Toriel?
That was before we entered the underground, I think. How long ago was that? 2, 3 days ago? Can hardly keep track of time down here.
Guys, listen.
Oh, right. Sorry, Napstablook. Anyways, is she fine?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I couldn't talk to anyone.
Why not?
They're kind of not there.
What do you mean they're not there? But you said you saw them.
I meant like... It's like they're hypnotized.
No, it makes sense.
That's why you shouldn't look at spinning objects for too long.
Nothing was spinning. It was just nothing. They were just standing there as if they...
So that kid wasn't mine?
We have to be careful. If she can do that mind-controlling hypnosis thing, then there is no guarantee that we wouldn't be affected by it.
Tinfoil helmets can prevent that from happening. Maybe.
Like the ones they used during alien invasions?
Correct. Maybe the human learned how to do that from aliens.
I just realized I wasn't too far off when I guessed that the missing monsters were possessed or controlled.
Do tinfoil helmets prevent spooky possessions?
I don't know.
I'm still saying we should wear them, just in case we meet some friendly aliens that want to possess us.
Technically, tinfoil hats can't save you from anything. I don't really know about that kind of stuff, but I'm pretty sure that putting shiny foil on your head can't protect you. Unless you're in a science fiction movie.
If only this was some kind of movie. Everything would be fine, and you know the good guys would win, and nobody's gonna get hurt. Screw this. I'm going there right now.
You said yourself that we need a plan first.
This is my plan now.
Frisk, wait! That's a bad idea!
But Frisk wasn't listening to them anymore. They already started running towards Hotland. After some time, Monster Kid caught up with them.
Frisk, come on, dude. You can't just do that now.
Frisk didn't look at their friend.
Stop ignoring me. You can't go there on your own.
But I have to.
No, you don't. Why do you think that? Answer, dude.
Once Frisk stopped, Monster Kid was able to see that they were crying.
Toriel was all I have as a kid. She's the only family I ever had. I won't let anything happen to her. And if this girl thinks she can just do what she wants without any consequences, then she's wrong.
But you're acting without thinking.
We've wasted too much time already. Now, please, go back. I have to do this on my own. There's too much at stake.
Without another word, Frisk left Monster Kid alone. After crossing through Waterfall, Frisk found themselves back in front of the lab. It seemed even more ominous now that they were alone. They took a deep breath and knocked on the door.
Why am I even knocking?
After a few seconds, the sliding door opened. The room behind it was dark. Frisk entered and looked around. Nemesis was sitting on the empty work desk, smiling at Frisk.
Back again, I see. I'm glad that you've made your choice.
I have, and my choice is to fight for what I love.
You have to be kidding me.
I'm not. I won't reset, never ever again.
But nobody is happy this way. Sure, monsters are back on the surface, they can see the light again, the stars, blah blah. But is life really worth living if nobody accepts you for who you are?
Yes, it is, because we have each other. The monsters are the nicest and most lovable people I've ever met, and I would give my life for them.
Speaking of which, what would you do if you had no choice whether to reset or not? Let's say if you were stuck on a so-called game over screen for all eternity.
Are you threatening me?
Oh, no, I'm just asking questions.
Well, now it's my time to ask questions. Why are you doing this?
I thought I've told you before. Monsters are freaks. Freaks belong in a cage.
Why don't you even give them a chance?
They had their chance back before the war broke out. But they chose to start a fight for no reason. I call this payback.
That was so long ago. Why does this mean so much to you?
Just because it was long ago doesn't mean it didn't happen. Do you forget about all the mistakes someone made just because time has passed?
Yes, I do, because I believe that people can change and be better, and so can you.
Ha ha ha! You're way too funny. I've made my decision.
And so have I.
You're risking a fight because you're too scared to press one stupid button?
Yup.
You really are an idiot.
Nemesis slid down from the table and shrugged.
Less talking makes things easier for me. So do you...
Before she could finish her sentence, the door got kicked in.
What are you doing here?
Excuse me for your door, but it just wouldn't open.
Frisk, we're here for you.
I told you I could do this myself.
But we're a team. We support you.
How nice to see that everyone's come together to visit me. 5 in one fell swoop.
Guys, get out of here!
Before any of them could do anything, the door frame was blocked by a wall of blue fire. They turned around to face Nemesis, whose eyes were gleaming in the flickering light. A crackling, flashing ball was forming between her hands. She launched it at the team, but they were blinded by the light. Before everything went dark, her eyes met Frisk's one last time.
I've got you now. Chapter 8. Team Spirit.
Frisk woke up in a dark room. It took a while for their eyes to adjust to the dim light. Once their heads stopped spinning, they stood up. As they looked around, they saw a tiny note lying in front of them. They picked it up and read what was written on it.
Only you can stop this. They will stay like this forever if you don't reset. Huh? Oh, now I know where I am.
They looked up and saw dozens of monsters standing there lifelessly, like an army of lost souls. Frisk could feel their heart break at the sight of their helpless friends. Even worse, now Papyrus, Elvis, and Monster Kid had joined them too. Napstablook was nowhere to be seen. Frisk crumpled up the note and threw it at a wall.
I can't just give up. There has to be a way to save them. There has to be a way to stop this without a reset.
They looked at their paralyzed friends, not knowing if they could hear them or not. But seeing them in such a state brought their determination back. They would put an end to Nemesis' evil plan, no matter the cost.
I'm going to get you out of here. I don't know how, but I will. Somehow. But I don't think I can do this alone. Please, if any of you can hear this, try to resist against this mind control. If you just believe in yourself, you can just...
They shook their head and sat back down with their back against the wall.
What am I even saying? If they could actually do something about it, we wouldn't be here now. Gosh darn it, I have to do this alone.
Looking back at their friends and family one last time, they headed down the corridor towards the elevator.
At least I know for a fact the elevator isn't broken.
As expected, it worked perfectly fine and quickly got them back to the lab's main level. The main entrance was still blocked by the flames. There was no way anyone could pass them. Nemesis was standing in front of it and looked at Frisk with a malicious smile.
Good morning. Had a nice sleep?
Oh yeah, it was great. Now let's stop the small talk and get to the point.
Eager to reset, I see.
Of course not, I told you, I won't reset.
They will stay like this forever if you don't do it.
If you just undo that spell, things will be back the way they were.
But why would I undo it?
Because I believe you can do better.
That's adorable, Frisk. Really lovely.
It's true, you haven't done anything really bad yet. If you stop this now, things won't be so bad for you.
For me? I'll only feel good once I've gotten my revenge.
But revenge for what? The humans were the ones that started the Great War. It happened so many centuries ago too. Why does it bother you so much?
It's not just the war. Monsters are wrong. Why else do you think we call them monsters and not friendly, fluffy animals that can speak?
Has a monster ever threatened or hurt you? If so, then I'm sure they're sorry. They always appear scary at first.
I'm not scared. If you think that's my reason, then you're just awfully stupid. I've seen things worse than those freaks. I've seen real horror.
Do you want to talk about it?
What? No, of course not. Why do you care?
Because I feel like you don't want to do this. You don't actually want to hurt anyone. You just feel like you have to. And I'm trying to figure out why.
Oh, you're so smart, Frisk. Oh, you can see right through me. Of course I have to hurt people.
As soon as Nemesis finished her sentence, she fired a brightly glowing spear towards Frisk. It lost its form immediately after Nemesis had thrown it, turning into a pulsating ball before it hit the wall and exploded into dust. Frisk stepped out of its way easily.
Was that supposed to be a spear?
It was a spear! Don't criticize my magic!
I'm not criticizing you, I'm just interested.
You aren't. You're just trying to avoid the inevitable.
Maybe I am, but like you said, it's unavoidable. So, does it hurt at all to at least tell me the reason for a reset?
Wait, you're actually gonna do it?
Well, yeah, there's no other way.
I'm glad you decided to cooperate. It's the right choice, believe me.
Maybe it really is. So, what's your reason?
You know that humans aren't usually able to perform magic, right?
Yeah?
But I can, for some reason. I noticed it a few years ago, mostly on accident. Ever since then, I've been reading about magic, and eventually stumbled across the stories about the monsters and the war. And just as I started to realize that the monsters, not the humans, started it, I heard that you freed them all. It was only on the news for a single day, then everything about it disappeared without a trace. Do you know why that happened?
Not really. I was busy getting them a hometown and such.
And? Where did they get to live?
In their town?
Exactly. In their separate, own town, far away from all humans. They don't want humanity to know that monsters exist, which is why all the news about them vanished. They don't want to have anything to do with them. I bet the government has been looking for a way to trap them here again ever since you freed them from this hole.
So why haven't they taken action yet?
Because they can't. It took them 7 of their best mages to create the barrier, and one kid destroyed it all in one day. And I'm not talking about you, Frisk.
What do you mean?
As soon as the underground went empty, I decided to live here and practice my magic with the books and tools I left here. But not everyone moved onto the surface.
Frisk stayed silent and looked at the ground. They knew who Nemesis was talking about.
Let's say I met an old buddy of yours, the only one that remained underground. Poor little Flowey, you left him down here to rot away. He explained what happened and told me that he couldn't control this timeline anymore. So we made a plan. With my special kind of magic, I would sneak into the monsters' minds and tell them to come here. I started off with people that weren't that important to you, those who had a weak mindset and wouldn't be missed. And look at this. It took you over a week to realize that they were gone, only because your closest friends had disappeared too. You're so blind, Frisk. Blind to see how hated they are.
I think I'm starting to see what you mean.
Wow, seriously? Didn't you say these freaks were your family just a few hours ago?
I think I changed my mind, but I'm still curious. Why do you hold this grudge against monsterkind?
It's got something to do with why I can use magic. I found a few books down here that explained it a bit, but none of them were really accurate. One of the mages that made the barrier was an ancestor of mine. He was old and wounded from the war when he helped create it, and it was too much for him to handle. He used too much power in such a short amount of time, causing him to die of exhaustion. With his last breath, he put a spell over his daughter, cursing her to have the same magical powers that he had. Centuries passed, and so has the curse been passed on until it reached me. Everyone from my family had the same ability to use magic and control others' minds, but they hid it, scared of what might happen when others found out about it. Would they be jealous? Would they be scared? Or would they maybe call us the monsters? Long story short, they did. Every one of them. For my whole life, I've been judged for things that weren't my decision. I was never accepted for being who I am, so why would they have the right to live a happy life?
Frisk blinked, sorting their thoughts and carefully choosing their next words.
I understand now. It must be horrible to hide who you are. I feel sorry for you.
I don't want you to be sorry. I want them to be sorry. If these freaks would have never started a war, none of this would have happened.
But Nemesis, listen. I get that you feel like this is unfair. It really is, but this doesn't give you a reason to hurt innocent people.
Innocent? Who are you calling innocent here?
I'm talking about my friends. It wasn't them who started the war. Even if monsters really did start the war, blame their ancestors, not them. It's like blaming you for having magic, even though it's not your fault. You're being exactly like the people that hurt you so much. Do you get what I mean?
Why are you suddenly defending them again? You said you were starting to see my point. You're a liar, just like them.
At least I got you to talk to me.
I've tried to solve this peacefully, but it's once again proven that you get nowhere with being nice.
Meanwhile, Napstablook safely returned to his now empty home. The hypnosis hadn't affected him, so he had the chance to go back and make a plan on how to save his friends from Nemesis. Now he was hovering above the backpack Frisk had left there, looking for anything that would help him. He found the lab's map, but other than that, there was absolutely nothing useful.
Oh no! What do I do now? Oh, there is nothing I can do. Oh, I need to help them. I have to, but how? There is nothing at all I can do.
Having completely given up, he laid down on the floor and stared at the ceiling.
Oh, they were probably all dead already. No matter what I do, it will be too late. All of them will just be gone. And it's all my fault. Oh, it's all my fault. I should have never left.
Tears were starting to roll down the ghost's cheeks, dripping onto the floor.
How does Frisk do this? How can they always be so full of hope when everything is so bad?
He tried to remember what they had told him a long time ago, when he was feeling down and Frisk cheered him up.
Think of what you love, of who you love, and think that you're doing it for them. Is that what they said? I don't know. I really don't know. But I have to be strong. For them, I need a plan to save them. Frisk, Meriton, everyone else. Think of what you love. I have to do it for them. To save them.
He got up and looked at the plan again, with the X over the elevator.
I can't get help from our hometown. It would take them way too long to arrive. So I need to get help from down there. Somehow. If I can get them out of their hypnosis, we can all escape and get out of here. But how can I manage to do that?
Lost in thoughts, Napstablook headed for Snowdon Town. He knew they had a library there, with a variety of all sorts of books. Books about cooking, history, music, or magic, and many more.
Maybe they have a book about the mind-controlling thing. They have to. They have so many books. There has to be at least one.
He levitated through the empty halls, crossing bridges and passing ponds. Waterfall was truly a beautiful place, if only the situation wouldn't have been so horrible. After some time, the temperature dropped and the environment changed. The ground was covered in snow, and the walls were being replaced by trees. Napstablook knew he had reached Snowden, another area in the underground, just like Waterfall and Hotland.
It looks so different. I thought nothing would have changed.
The once beautiful town was now run down. Snow was covering most buildings. Some were barely visible underneath the cold white blanket. A few windows had shattered, and the snow had found its way inside the homes. The ghost had to search for quite a while until he found the library. Unfortunately, it was in worse shape than any of the other houses. All the windows were broken, and the snow was piling up inside. He regretted that he forgot to bring a flashlight, after realizing that the power wasn't working anymore. Once he was inside, he let his gaze wander over the bookshelves, hoping none of the books had been damaged. Most of them were in a decent state, but some had fallen down from their shelves and been topped with the frosty powder. Napstablook hoped those weren't the ones he was looking for.
Should I look for H, like hypnosis, or M, like mind control? Oh, I don't usually make so many decisions in one day. If I just start with A, I don't have to decide where to start. Wait, I have to decide whether to start at the beginning or choose H or M. Oh no. Oh no. How am I supposed to do this? I can't make any decisions because if I fail, then it will be my fault. Oh no. Get a hold of yourself, TabFP. They need you. Just once. Don't mess it up because you're scared. You can't fail them now. It's all up to you.
He shook his head, took a deep breath, and started rummaging through the books. He found out that there are quite a few ways to cook snails, why there's snow in the underground, and how the core works, but nothing about hypnosis or similar. Even the books about magic didn't hold any information about mind control. He skipped through the pages of every book, yet he still found nothing.
Maybe there's something in the books under the snow. I hope I can still read them.
A book with a purple cover levitated out of the snow. The title was illegible, and so was everything else. The pages were frozen together. Separating them would only result in tearing them apart. Napstablook dropped it back into the snow and looked for the next one. This one had a light green cover. The title was written in faded golden letters.
Oh, I think I can make out this one. Plants. Something with plants. It's not useful. Unless there's a plan against mind control. It won't hurt to check.
He flicked through the pages until he found the table of contents.
Healing purpose. Maybe this could help. There are some plants in the underground that have the ability to heal monsters if correctly used. If not, then the effect may be exactly the opposite and hurt the monster. Oh no. More responsibility. There is nothing about hypnosis over here. Most plants must not be cooked due to them losing their healing ability in boiling water. This isn't what I'm looking for.
He flung the book back into the snow, frustrated. The next few books were also either frozen, torn, or of no use.
There has to be something. Come on. Think. There is nothing about hypnosis itself. Maybe something similar might help. Like possession?
Napstablook hovered over to the bookshelves and looked for G, like ghost. After just a moment, he found a dozen of books about ghost history, food, and a lot more.
Oh, there is a way to ghostify food. I have to tell Frisk whenever this is over. You always learn something new.
He picked up a book that looked like it provided some good information.
The Life of a Ghost and How They See the World, written by Carlson Kaylee. I've never heard of them before. Let's see. There's something about possession. That's what I was looking for. Once a ghost has possessed an object, inanimate or not, they usually only leave it under certain circumstances. I, myself, have found a perfect home in an old unlocked doll. This part isn't interesting. However, if a ghost chose to possess a living being, they have to pay attention to the following. First of all, you should always ask if you're allowed to possess someone. It's rude not to ask. Second, if the being's soul is more powerful than the ghost's soul, then they won't be able to enter their vessel, no matter if they agree or not. It goes on about morals. I thought this was a book about ghosts and not morals. Ghosts cannot possess a vessel if another ghost or any being with disability has already claimed it. Does mind control count as possessing? If a ghost tries to possess the vessel anyways, there will be a conflict between the two ghost souls. The one with the stronger soul gets to stay in the vessel, while the other one would get thrown out. Okay, that means if mind control counts as possession, all I have to do is enter everyone's minds and throw Nemesis out. But how can I do that when a human soul is so much stronger than a monster soul? I just have to try. I'll take this book with me and go back. I can do this for my friends and for the future of monsterkind.
He started heading back towards Hotland, through the ruins of what once was Snowdin Town, over the countless streams of waterfall, passing his house and crossing the hanging bridge toward the laboratory. He gathered all his bravery while he was trying to find his way back to the lab's basement. Finally, there they were, as still as he had left everyone. The only difference was that Frisk wasn't with the other hypnotized monsters anymore. He silently called out to them, his voice echoing through the empty halls.
Frisk, are you there? It's only me. You can come out.
But Frisk wasn't here.
I hope they're alright, wherever they are, in whatever condition they are.
He turned to face the hypnotized monsters.
Okay, guys, I still don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna save you.
The crowd didn't react.
So, may I possess any of you? Just, wait, you cannot. Oh.
He floated over to Monster Kid. His eyes were as expressionless as everyone else's.
Hey, Monster Kid, you remember the journey we've had? I think we're like friends now, so I hope you don't mind if I possess you, even if you can't say no or yes. We need to get out of here when we need to find Frisk. So, it's for good cause.
Napstablook thought he saw something flash in Monster Kid's eyes. Something like a tiny bit of hope, a tiny bit of determination.
It's all up to me now. Here we go.
He closed his eyes, and when he opened them again, he found himself in a dark void. Suddenly, pictures started flashing up here and there, showing memories that weren't his, but Monster Kid's. Napstablook felt a wave of sadness, then happiness, depending on which memory he was looking at. They started at a young age, where everything was blurry, but became more clear as the years passed. He could spot Frisk in some of them. Those must have been from the day they freed the underground. The pictures continued, but more recent and recent. That was the day they started their travel. Napstablook was filled with excitement as the memories went on, which slowly turned into fear as they proceeded into the underground. A flash of light, and the memories all melted into one bright, colorful scene. He felt himself being pulled out of Monster Kid's mind, and somehow hit the ground with force. He thought he had failed. He thought everything he had read about had been of no use. Yet, as he looked up, his gaze met a pair of lively brown eyes.
Yo, dude, that was a sick move!
Nemesis was blocking the elevator door, keeping Frisk away from the basement and their friends.
I've tried to solve this peacefully, but it's once again proven that you get nowhere with being nice.
As she was about to launch an attack at Frisk, she froze in her motion. Closely listening to a sound that was getting louder and louder, Frisk looked up as well.
What's that sound?
How am I supposed to know? Where is it even coming from?
No, wait a second.
Get away from Frisk, you lousy human!
The elevator doors opened and Monster Kid jumped out, throwing Nemesis to the ground. Napstablook followed him outside.
We're a team, Frisk. You won't ever have to fight against anyone alone. We'll always be by your side. Now let's kick some butt!
Chapter 9. Haunted.
Monster Kid, Napstablook, you're... how?
Nemesis had freed herself from her paralysis and pushed Monster Kid away.
I call it determination. Oh, and ghost powers. Napstablook did most of the work.
You can't! You can't be free! Just get back down there!
Nope, your tricks don't work on me anymore.
I read a book on how to prevent someone from controlling your mind. So, you have no way against us.
And you think just because you don't listen to my command anymore means that you have any chance of winning? Seriously? Look at your pathetic team. An insecure freak that's nothing but air, a beast with no arms and even less skills, and a kid that almost got their friends killed so many times. You'll be dead in just a minute.
We will win, no matter what. No matter what we look like, no matter how many times we failed in the past, we've learned from our mistakes. Our friends need us right now, and unlike you, we know what friendship is. We know what love is.
Well, then show me what you've got, Frisk.
With a single movement, blue fire started creeping up the walls. Not burning anything, but still being too hot to touch. It lit up the room, creating an intense atmosphere. There was no way they could get out of the lab now. Frisk was distracted by it long enough for Nemesis to launch her fist towards Frisk, knocking them off their feet.
Hey, dude, what's your problem? Leave Frisk alone.
Can't even defend yourself. Maybe that's why the monsters are so holy to you. It's because you need them to protect you. Oh, poor Frisk.
Frisk got back up and looked her in the eyes.
You really don't get what friendship is, do you?
Oh, I don't know. Is this what it is?
Frisk dodged her attack this time, now taking a few steps back to get out of range.
I think you lost your chance of having friends long ago. I wouldn't want to be friends with someone that goes around controlling people's minds and kidnapping them.
Shut up, you freak. Nobody cares about what you say.
Hey!
Listen, if you think hurting us is the only way you can get what you want, then there's something definitely wrong.
We'll see about that.
A ball of light barely missed Frisk, now racing towards Napstablook.
Watch out!
The ghost vanished just in time, only to appear at the same spot again as soon as the projectile had passed.
Thanks, Frisk.
Don't you realize how cowardly this is?
And you think keeping dozens of people trapped for no reason isn't?
Oh, I have my reasons.
None of these reasons would justify your actions.
You still don't get it? The only right thing to do is to reset. And yet, you're here, doing anything but that.
Exactly, and that won't change either. So why don't you just give up?
Because I know that you won't. As long as they are here, you won't leave this place. I'm not making it easy for you. You're not the only one with determination.
But you won't be able to change my mind.
That's right. I can't control you for some reason. There's just something about you, some anomaly that won't let me through. It would have made things much easier, believe me. But your friends? They are defenseless. I can make them do anything. I could easily make them fight you. Imagine it. What would you do? Fight and kill your friends? Or don't fight and die? I can't figure it out. Want to try and see what happens?
The flames around them grew in size, and the heat intensified.
No. If you could really do that, if you could really turn all of them against me, then why didn't you do that already?
They're also our friends. They would never hurt us.
I'm just saving it up for the finale.
Sounds like a poor excuse to me.
You're the one finding the excuses.
That's not true. Frisk is always completely honest.
I told you to shut up!
She threw a flaming bundle of energy towards Monster Kid, but he got pushed out of the way by Frisk, who took the blow instead.
Jeez. Ouch.
Oh no, are you okay, dude? I'm so sorry.
I'm fine.
This is so pathetic. Frisk, despite you being total trash, you're still better than this.
Nobody here is trash. I will always protect them. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you. Either you let our friends go, or else.
Or else what? You'll talk me to death?
Death isn't the solution to everything.
Then tell me why we haven't gotten anywhere yet.
Yeah, we would have been out here hours ago if you would just let our friends go.
I told you to shut up! Is it so hard to remember that one simple task?
I don't listen to you.
That's a bad decision. But it's not like monsters ever made any good decisions.
Hey, actually...
Shut up! I don't want to hear anything from you either.
Don't listen to her, Napstablook. Go on.
Monsters,
Just shut up!
The fire intensified even more, heating up the room and filling the air with smoke. Nemesis sent a series of bullets towards the three, who could barely dodge them all. Frisk signaled for their friends to take cover behind the work desk that was beginning to get scorched, while they took a run up and jumped at Nemesis, bringing them both to the ground. They rolled around, getting dangerously close to the fire. The bullets stopped, and Frisk realized that Nemesis appeared to be unconscious. They let go of her and returned to their friends that came out of their hiding spot.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Yo, that was so cool! You just totally knocked her out. That's such a sick move, dude.
Thanks. As long as she's unconscious. We'll have to hurry up and see if the monsters woke up. Napstablook, can you do that?
Oh, okay. I'll let you know if they're awake.
Be careful.
Then the ghost faded away and left Monster Kid and Frisk alone.
So, what do we do now?
We wait for Napstablook to come back, and then we get out of here. The smoke is getting really bad.
Do you really think they woke up?
I really hope so. It would make sense since the connection between Nemesis and the hypnotized monsters was cut.
Monster Kid took a look at Nemesis, who was still flat on the ground, motionless.
Are we just gonna leave her here?
There's nothing else we can do. We just have to hope she won't come back or try anything again.
So, this journey is gonna be over?
If everything goes well and we hurry up, yes. Everyone's gonna be back on the surface and we'll continue our lives as if nothing ever happened.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. This was really great and all, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I miss my family. Oh, and my bed. And eating dinner with mom and dad. And our town in general. It's really... Frisk, watch out!
Nemesis had awoken. Frisk was standing with their back to her, hadn't noticed. Neither did they notice the huge energy sphere racing towards them. Before they could turn around, the sphere had already hit its target. Monster Kid sunk to the ground. He had saved Frisk and shielded them from the deadly attack. The sphere vanished, leaving a gaping hole in the middle of his tiny body.
Monster Kid! No!
Well, crap. Hey, dude. It's fine. I'm okay with it. Alright?
This is bad. Hold on, okay? I can get you out of here. Somehow. I just have to. Just stay strong, okay?
Frisk looked around hastily, looking for a way outside. They realized that the flames around the exit had weakened.
Okay, I'm gonna get you out of the smoke first. We can just...
Frisk held on to Monster Kid, trying to pick him up, but they couldn't get a grip on him. Dust was covering their hands whenever they tried to lift him up again. Nemesis was standing in the corner, watching silently.
Frisk, it's okay. Save yourself. I'm not gonna make it. Wait,
No, don't say that. You just have to hold on. You have to.
Tell my sister. I don't really hate her, okay? That's the last thing. That's the last thing I said to her before we left. Goodbye, Frisk. I'll see you.
The young monster disintegrated into dust, right inside Frisk's arms. They stared at the wall in front of them, completely in shock. They barely noticed that the fire had vanished. It was only when Napstablook came back that they looked up.
They aren't awake. What happened? Where's Monster Kid?
Frisk ignored him and walked outside.
Hey, where are you going? Frisk?
Let's go.
Go where?
He didn't get an answer. Frisk kept on walking, out of the lab, towards the suspension bridge that connected Hotland and Waterfall.
Is Monster Kid... Is he... Frisk? What happened?
Nemesis came rushing out from the building, chasing after Frisk and Napstablook. Instead of attacking, she just called out for them.
Frisk?
Frisk stopped right before the bridge, but didn't turn around.
Frisk, I'm so sorry. I just thought if
It's okay. Don't worry. It's all okay.
I really wasn't thinking. I'm really...
Stop.
Look,
I don't want to hear it.
But
Frisk now turned around and looked their enemy in the eye. Despite everything, Nemesis was crying.
I don't want to hear another word from you. You ruined everything. You ruined my entire life. You killed my best friend.
They took a step towards Nemesis.
Do you realize what you just did? You killed my best friend. How can you stand there and try to explain it?
I'm just so sorry. I was blinded by the vision of getting revenge for something that happened centuries ago. I shouldn't have...
Yes, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have done anything. Why did you have to do this? No, don't bother answering. I don't want to hear your poor excuses. I'm sick of them.
Frisk started heading over the bridge again, but Napstablook stayed behind. Nemesis followed them.
Frisk, please wait. I'm begging you. I'll do anything. Anything to make it up to you. I was stupid. I was blind. I really was.
And you still are. You're more blind than anyone else.
But I see now. I'll let the monsters go. You can take them home. You'll never see me again. I've learned my lesson. I swear I have.
Obviously not. If you just leave me alone, then... Just go. Just leave.
They both stopped in the middle of the bridge. Frisk turned around and faced Nemesis, wild determination burning in their eyes, which made them shimmer like fire. Their aura changed. They suddenly seemed like a completely different person. Nemesis backed up, fearfully looking back and forth between their opponent and the lava that was bubbling underneath them.
You have ruined every single thing! You always said how monsters are horrible, how they're freaks, when the real monster here is you! He's dead because of you! It's all because of you!
Calm down, please, okay?
Calm down? Who are you to tell me to calm down?
They pushed Nemesis, who stumbled for a second before finding her balance again.
You know this thing doesn't have railings, right?
Oh yes, I'm aware of that. Are you scared, huh?
They pushed her again, but this time Nemesis responded with a punch that got Frisk dangerously close to the edge of the small bridge.
Listen, if we continue like this, one of us is gonna end up falling down there. So I'm putting an end to this. I've told you what I wanted to tell you, but now you're the one being blind. I'm offering peace. We'll go separate ways and never see each other again. Sound good?
Peace? After everything you've done? No. Mercy isn't an option anymore.
With a single smooth movement, Frisk kicked Nemesis in the stomach and pushed her to the ground. She slid down the bridge's planks, but quickly got up again and launched a magic attack at Frisk. Yet, the glowing ball stopped mid-air, turned, and hit Nemesis instead, failed to dodge the bullet, and sunk to her knees.
How the hell?
You think I'm completely useless, don't you? I'm not. I'm so much more than you could have imagined, Nemesis. And I want you to know that you've made a huge mistake. This is for Monster Kid.
Nemesis tried to get away from Frisk, as they landed one hit after the other on her. Attacking wasn't an option anymore. All that mattered now was surviving.
Frisk, stop!
They did not stop. It was only when Nemesis was nothing more but a coughing, shaking pile on the floor that Frisk let go of her.
Not so determined now, are we?
This isn't you anymore.
She looked up to meet a pair of cold, blood-red eyes.
I think I know what that anomaly about you was. It's not just your determination. A person's mind can't be controlled. Something else has already taken over it. You've sold your soul, didn't you?
Oh, I'm honestly surprised he didn't tell you about that already. But it doesn't matter now. Nothing matters. I would just leave you here, but as I've said already, mercy's off the table.
Then bring it on. One last time.
Nemesis stood up, grinning weakly as she gathered all the strength she had left and jumped at Frisk, who was surprised by the power of her onslaught. They both lost balance and got dangerously close to the bridge's edge. Within the blink of an eye, Frisk grabbed Nemesis by the arm and swung her around. Confused by dizziness, Nemesis took a step in the wrong direction. Filled with horror, she realized the mistake she had just made, as she started falling towards the liquid death that awaited her. Just in time, she managed to hold on to the suspension bridge, yet she was too weakened from the fight to pull herself up.
Frisk, please! I told you I'm sorry. Please help me!
Frisk slowly reached out for her and took her hand.
Thank you. I'm so sorry, Frisk.
I call this payback.
They let go of Nemesis, who lost her grip and slipped away. Complete horror was flashing in her eyes as she searched for Frisk's gaze one last time, to look for at least a tiny bit of remorse or guilt. But they had turned away already, and started heading towards Napstablook, who had watched the scene from a safe distance. A distant splashing sound echoed through the caves as Nemesis' body hit the lava's surface. The aura around Frisk changed back to normal, so did their eye color. It was as if nothing ever happened.
The others must be awake by now.
Frisk passed Napstablook and continued into the lab, trying to ignore the pile of dust in the middle of the room.
Frisk?
What is it?
Are you?
Am I what?
You seemed different.
No idea what you mean.
Do you wanna talk about it?
About what?
About what happened?
Nothing happened.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Frisk, we're friends. It's okay. We can talk about it. If you want.
I'm good.
You told me yourself that it's not good to keep things to yourself. And that it's always better to get things off your chest. Other than, well, not telling anyone about it.
You saw what happened. There's no reason for me to tell you anything. I saw it all.
Oh. If you say so.
At first, the basement seemed eerily silent. Nothing could be heard, and it was just as dark as before. But as they proceeded down the hallway, distant voices could be heard. They hurried towards it and found themselves back in the big room with the beds. All the monsters were awake. Most were confused or scared. Elvis was trying to explain to them what had happened, but failed horribly. A fish-like monster that was standing by her side yelled something, and suddenly everyone got quiet and looked at them.
Everyone shut up and listen, Alphys!
Thanks, Undyne. Everyone, please stay silent and be patient. We have to wait for Frisk and the team to come back and get us out of here. It's, too dangerous to just, go out there without knowing if that human is still there. Please just stay calm and wait.
The crowd started whispering again. Not wanting them to wait any longer, Napstablook made himself felt.
Hello.
Oh, you're back. Is it safe? Is everything good? Where's Frisk?
I'm here.
Oh, my child.
Toriel came rushing out of the crowd, directly towards Frisk. She swung her arms around them, hugging them tightly. They hid their face in the warm fur and held on to her.
Are you all right, Frisk? Is everybody unharmed? My child, you are covered in blood and dust? What has happened? Are you hurt? Here, let me heal you. Where is Monster Kid?
Frisk didn't answer. Napstablook had already started looking for Metaton, while being overwhelmed with questions.
Frisk?
I'm so sorry, Mom.
What are you sorry about, my dear? You have saved us all.
I didn't save anyone.
What do you mean by that?
Mom, Monster Kid, he's gone, and it's my fault.
I am terribly sorry, my dear. So incredibly sorry. I am sure it was not your fault. Everything is all right. I am here now.
Toriel held them even tighter, as they started sobbing and finally let it all out. The shock was gone. So were Monster Kid and Nemesis. Forever. After a good while, Elphys approached them.
Can I interrupt for a second?
What is it, Alphys? I am afraid Frisk is not in the best mood to answer questions at the moment.
Oh, that's fine. I was just wondering if, or when we can, go back home. The people are getting really impatient, and everyone just wants to, just go back home now.
Frisk nodded, not looking up.
So it's all safe? You got rid of that human?
They nodded again.
Hey, that's great. I can't wait to go home. Hey, Undyne.
She walked off, and Undyne told everyone that they could leave. Frisk let go of Toriel and looked her in the eyes.
Thank you, Mom. I don't know what I would have done if it wouldn't have worked. If you were still...
Do not worry. Again, I am here now. Everything will be all right as soon as we are home. Are you ready?
Let's go home.
Chapter 10. One last message.
Hey, Frisk. It's Ans. Just decided to finally leave a message. I've been calling you again and again, but you just wouldn't pick up. I haven't seen you or Tori around either. I get that you need some time for yourself, but come on, kid. It's been 2 weeks since we've come back from the underground. Most people have gotten over it already. It's really a miracle that no one got hurt badly. Well, everyone besides your buddy. Listen, I'm really sorry to hear what happened. The ghost guy told me all about it. The worst part was telling the kid's family, because that guy couldn't do it. So, somehow, Mettaton ended up going to their house. I have no clue who thought it would be a good idea to send him out of everyone. The kid's family thought he was kidding or that it was some kind of prank for his show. But anyway, they didn't take it well at all. They kind of asked to talk to you, but nobody knew where you went. I think they just ended up locking themselves away too. Just saying, kiddo, they'd be really glad to talk to you, since you're the last person who saw their kid alive. But that aside, everyone is extremely happy to be back on the surface. You might think being hypnotized and not doing anything is not that bad. Trust me, kid. If you can still see and hear what's going on around you, but you just can't control it, then it's not a very good experience. Papyrus was totally happy to see that everyone woke up, though. He went around and asked every single one of them how they were doing. And promised everyone some spaghetti, as always. For some reason, nobody came to pick up their portion yet, though. Hey, speaking of Fab, I think he's coming back home right now. Hold on just a minute. Hey, bro.
Hello, Sans. Undyne is staying here for lunch.
And for dinner, too. I'm starving.
Oh, that's nice. So you have some for me. I'm guessing you're cooking spaghetti today, right?
Of course not. I'm not only cooking spaghetti, but a very special kind of spaghetti.
But it's still spaghetti.
Ah, no, Sans. It's a special kind. It may look like normal spaghetti, but it's completely different.
So what you're saying is it's an impasta?
Sans, oh my god. See, Undyne, this is why I wanted to take this to your kitchen.
My kitchen is still totally destroyed. We won't be able to cook there for at least another week. Alphys is working on fixing everything, but I just demolished my furniture. Screw that cowardly human that wasn't even there to fight back.
Don't worry. As long as Sans can hold back his puns, we can just move the cooking sessions to our kitchen.
Well, only if you don't burn our house down. We kinda still need it, you know.
But the fire's the best part!
Anyways, Frisk, sorry for that. Where was I? No idea.
Wait, Sans, who are you talking to?
Frisk.
They picked up?
Nah, just the answering machine.
Does it give you answers?
Nope. Not until now, at least.
Hey, you're leaving a message for Frisk?
I'm trying, but you two keep on interrupting me.
We're not interrupting you, we're just leaving messages as well. Just unknowingly. It's all a part of my super great special plan.
Well, if you want to leave an actual message, go ahead.
Wowee! Hello, human. This is Papyrus. But you know me, of course.
Hey, I want to say hi, too. Give me the phone. Hi, Frisk. You missed out on your cooking lessons for the past 3 weeks. Come back so you can catch up on that.
Yes, come back so we can all make spaghetti together.
Yeah. Jokes aside, we all totally miss you. And there's so many questions that are still unanswered.
You can ask me. I was there.
But not when it got interesting.
You can ask me anyways.
Then how on earth did some kind of weird kid control all of us and then force us to march back down that stinky mountain?
Magic?
Thanks, Papyrus. I didn't think of that.
You're welcome.
Are you guys gonna leave a message for Frisk now, or I can have my phone back?
Oh, right. Frisk. We still all miss you. I'm not even sure you're at home. When I wanted to visit you yesterday, nobody opened the door or responded in any way. I just really hope you're okay. And I want you to know that the Great Papyrus is always here for you. I also want to inform you that you can get as much spaghetti as you want, but only if you come out of your house. There's no delivery service for my exquisite meals. Yet. Actually, Sans, can we start a pasta delivery service?
Sure thing, Pap.
Yes! Human, did you hear this? We're opening a brand new business so that everyone can taste my dishes.
That doesn't mean you can stay inside your house for all eternity, though.
That's right. No spaghetti delivery to your house. You have to get it yourself.
Seriously, though, Frisk, you really gotta get over it someday. Or at least continue your life. I'm sure some fresh air would help you. Everyone feels sorry for the little guy. Asgore even did a speech once we were back saying that we wouldn't be here without that kid. But truth is,
No one actually knows. Only you do. So get out here and tell us everything. We're all dying of curiosity.
But Undyne, weren't you there all the time?
I was in the basement, Papyrus. The same one that you were in, which is why we don't know what was going on.
But I know what happened.
Ugh, you weren't there. You were there, but not there.
But I was there.
Whatever. Frisk, we all miss you. And you're literally the only one with actual information. Alphys can't really talk about anything. She's just not comfortable with it. But we all respect that, right?
Of course, Undyne.
Then there's the other guy. What was his name?
Napstablook.
Oh yeah, right. That. Napstablook doesn't want to talk to anyone either. Trust me, we've tried. Like 10 people were basically breaking down his door the day after we came back. He was so desperate to escape us that he pretended to be asleep by saying Z. What is this? Some kind of bad RPG video game? What I'm saying is, just come back soon. And stay safe. Otherwise, you won't be able to pick up your training and cooking lessons again. You have to be in top shape whenever you decide to face the dangers of the outside world. So be prepared.
You guys done now?
Papyrus, you got anything else to say?
Nothing at all.
Then yeah, here you go, Sans. We'll go cook lunch now. See ya, punk.
Okay, just don't set anything on fire.
We still can't guarantee anything.
Do not worry, brother. I like my spaghetti medium rare.
Alright, here we go. It's really amazing to see how Pap can just keep doing his thing after such an event. Well, it's not even just him, it's everyone. They've all just gone back to the life they had. People talked about it for 2 or 3 days, but now it's like it didn't happen. It's weird, isn't it? Well, all these things aside, I'm really glad it didn't do it, Frisk. I'm glad you didn't reset. It's better this way. For everyone, even if your buddy's gone, he's not forgotten. It's probably really tempting knowing you can just get him back, but believe me, kiddo, if you think about it, it's not that easy. Imagine how much we'd go back. We'd all still be trapped down in a mountain, and think of all the things you have to go through. You'd have to rebuild an entire town. Who knows, maybe things would still end up the same way. It's really not worth it, okay? Always keep that in mind. He's not forgotten. Maybe if you talk to Asgore, you can get him a statue, like the one you have next to Growby's, because he kind of saved us all too, didn't he? Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, kid. It would really help to know what happened. But hey, no pressure. It looks like you're the only one that's really shaken up by it. Although you'd seem pretty fine on the way back, weren't that talkative, but you never really were. Anyway, this thing's getting really long.
Sans, is it normal for our water to catch on fire?
Of course it's normal. It adds spice.
Wait, what?
The water's burning!
What on earth did you do?
We set it on fire so that the spaghetti would cook faster.
How did you manage that?
Well, magic, duh.
Well, I knew it was a bad idea to let you do this over here.
Do we put it out with water?
The only thing we're gonna do with it is using it to cook.
Listen, I'm no professional, but I think this isn't exactly how you boil water.
This is exactly how it's supposed to be. We'll boil the hell out of it. Papyrus, get the noodles.
Wasn't the plan to, not burn anything down?
Nothing's burning yet.
The water is burning.
Excuse me, Sans, but you just don't understand our ways of cooking. How many times have you made such a superb meal? Exactly. Just leave this to us. You'll see that this is going to be the bestest lunch you've ever had. You have to trust us, Sans. We've done this thousands of times now.
Was there a single time where nothing caught on fire?
No.
If it's not burning, then it's not well done.
But I like my spaghetti medium rare.
You don't even eat them.
Correct.
So how do you know what way you like them?
I'm the cook. I just know things like this. There's no other way my spaghetti would taste so fabulous.
Alright, look, listen, you guys. Don't you think that, making the same food again and again gets kinda boring? How about you make something else today?
Nuh-uh! We've been making exactly the same menu ever since I started teaching Papyrus how to cook. There's no way we could just pick something else now. It's a tradition.
I see. Well, I tried. Well, in the case our house burns down, I've got evidence it was all you. Well, everything you said was recorded on the message for Frisk.
It's still going?
No! We've been caught! Run, Undyne, run! This is life or death! Oh no!
Papyrus, stop running away! We aren't done yet! We haven't gotten to the good part either! Come back here!
Well, that happened. I'm honestly surprised this thing caught on of this. I was planning on keeping it short, but you know how it is with the pirates around. Listen, kiddo, I really have to thank you for looking out for him during all this, though. I've got a feeling things would have gotten really bad if you wouldn't have done whatever you did. Don't blame yourself for what happened, okay, Frisk? Also, tell Toriel said hi. Well, I'll see you around, kid. Take care.
I'm so sorry.
This audiobook was sponsored by Tammy Flakes.